We are back here at EVSC's historic Bossy Field as we just are about to get set for game 2 of a 3-game series between the Joliet Slammers and the Evansville Otters. The Otters ended up dropping yesterday's game by a score of 5-1. It's their second loss in their last 3 with a score of 5-1, as the offense couldn't get really anything going yesterday against a great pitching performance from Eric Turner. He threw a no-hitter through 5 innings and ended up getting stopped by John Ponder's single. And John Ponder ended up bringing in the only run of the day for the Otters, but they couldn't complete the comeback as they were down 5. They only ended up scoring 1 run, but they avoided getting shut out for the first time this season, which is always a good note. By the way, hi, welcome everybody into the broadcast booth. My name is Evan Patoka. A couple guys up there behind me. Blake Robertson reached in all 3 of his at-bats yesterday. He went 1 for 1, ended up walking twice. And Landon Williman, as well, behind me, is the starter for today's game. Williman is currently sitting at a 5.17 ERA in 38 1/3 innings, as he is making his 9th start of the season against Gunnar Kynes. You see him with the orange jersey, the green 29 on the left side of your screen if you're watching on Home Team Network. Gunnar Kynes is a veteran in this league. 4.87 ERA in 44 1/3 innings. This is his 8th season in the Frontier League, and it is a lefty pitcher, the 32-year-old. In his last start, ended up going 7 innings, which is a season high, with 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts in his last outing against Windy City back on the 18th. The Otters are looking to even the series up at 1 game apiece, as they're now 2.5 back of Washington. The Otters have not been more than 2.5 games back of first place at all this season. And Washington does play a doubleheader today, so we'll keep an eye on that. They play Windy City for 2 games. The Otters looking to win their 26th game. It took the Otters last season 73 games to win their 25th. They started the season 25-48. They won on August 5th against the New York Boulders to get their 25th win. Only took 37 games this season. But now we're in game 40, and the Otters are looking to win number 26, which took a lot longer for the Otters to get last season than it did this year. Have our visit at the plate here between Andy McCauley and it looks to be the hitting coach for Joliet, Luis Reyes. We'll take a look at our umpires. It's Juan Rodriguez behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. Or sorry, no, it's Miguel de la Cruz calling the balls and strikes, with Jalen Jarvis at first base and Juan Rodriguez, the crew chief, at third. Juan Rodriguez was the home plate umpire in yesterday's game. Joliet, with their win, still tied in last place in the West Division with Mississippi after they won as well. As Windy City is still up at the top, 1.5 games ahead of Gateway. It's going to be a really good fight in the West Division for supremacy there. As 1.5 games back is Gateway, 2 games back is Schaumburg, 5.5 back for Mississippi and Joliet. In the Central, Washington, 2.5 games up on the Otters. Florence behind them, 6.5 back. And then Lake Erie, that slump really brought them down. They're now 11 games back at 17-23. The Otters are wearing the Eville City, quote-unquote, City Connect. Still not too sure what to call them. There's the Eville uniforms. They're 7-1. They got their first loss in those uniforms on Sunday against Mississippi. They're looking to try and get back into the win column with those jerseys on. On the other side, you can see right there the orange jerseys with the green hats for Joliet. Their win yesterday was off of the back of a very good performance by Blake Berry, who hit a 2-run homer in the 4th inning, ended up driving in a run with an RBI single in the 6th inning. Both of those hits brought in Ian Battipaglia, who had a nice 2-hit day. In the 7th, Brandon Heidel drove in a run as well as scoring on a wild pitch. So Battipaglia, Berry, and Heidel were pretty much all of the offense and scoring for Joliet. And as mentioned previously, Eric Turner, 6 scoreless, went through the first 5 without allowing a hit, 6 strikeouts. Soto gave up that 1 run, Carlos Soto out of the bullpen, but still got 2 innings out of it. And then Casey Odell got the last inning, got the ninth, ended up closing the door there with his first professional strikeout, in which he struck out Sam Linscott on 3 pitches to get his first pro K in his career. Speaking of milestones, Dennis Pierce, as he gets introduced right there, this is number 100 in terms of games played for Dennis Pierce in his pro career and with the Otters. He has only ever played with the Otters in his pro career, and this is game number 100 for him. So we'll see if he performs well here in game 100. Yesterday he did go 0 for 4, but it was a very rough day for the offense. The Otters somehow did manage to tie with Joliet in hits with 6. Didn't really seem like it during the game, but did end up happening. This is the second straight game in which the Otters tied in hits, as their loss on Sunday made it 9, tied at hits at 9 apiece. Oh, the Otters are 0-5 on Wednesdays. Not the greatest, of course, but there is a first for everything. Trying to get that first win on a Wednesday, especially after dropping the last 2, is going to be crucial to help the Otters try and keep up in the division. Their longest losing streak is only 2 games. They have not lost 3 in a row this season, and they'll try to keep that here. But we'll head to the national anthem as we send you to PA announcer Zane Clodfelter. We'll take a quick break here on the Otters Digital Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America's freedom, those who now protect it, and pay tribute to those who made the ultimate sacrifice for the singing of our national anthem, this evening being performed by Caitlin Fisher. Tonight's game ball is delivered to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
And help me out and say those 2 magical words that start every Otters game. Got my man Lincoln down here. Lincoln, what do we say? Play ball.
We are ready to go here for game 2 of 3. Starting pitcher is Landon Willeman for the Otters. 5.17 ERA, 38 and a third innings. His last outing, he was all right. Well, that's a pretty good word to describe it. He was all right. 6 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned. Gave up 2 home runs. So that was in a 5-1 loss. The other 5-1 loss against Lake Erie last week. Let's take a look at the lineups, starting with the visiting Joliet Slammers. It's Ian Battipaglia leading off at short with Tyler Cerny batting second at second base. Blake Berry in right field batting third. Jackson Valera, the DH, in the cleanup spot. Cam Sudo is in left batting fifth. Jackson Beeman in center bat sixth. And then the bottom 3, Peyton Carr at first, Patrick Ward at third, and Billy Sullivan, the catcher. On the other side, Ponder, Jones, Pierce, Brown, As per usual, Marcos Gonzalez bats fifth at third base. LG Castillo is sixth in left field. And then Blake Robertson at first, Mark Black in right field, and TJ Salvaggio at short in his usual 9 spots. Now Williman pitching very first base side of the rubber. Second season with the Otters. Last year, he only pitched in 3 games with Evansville. So has not pitched yet against Joliet this season or in his career with the Otters. Only pitched in 3 games last season before getting placed on the 60-day IL and missing the rest of the season. He has 14 walks compared to 32 strikeouts and a whip at 1.57 as he'll face off against Battipaglia, Cerny, and Barry. To lead off, we'll take a look at the defense. It is Castillo, Ponder, Black, left to right. Gonzalez, Salvaggio, Jones, Robertson, third to first, and Logan Brown, the catcher, as the first pitch is right down the middle for strike one, as we're right on time at 6:35 p.m. Central Standard Time. Battipaglia leads off as he takes one a little inside for ball one. Ian Battipaglia is now on an 18-game hitting streak after going 2 for 4 with a double yesterday. He's having a great season this year as he fouls one off.
An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it.
We have our first Heads Construction read. I repeat, we have our first Heads Construction read of the day. There's a fly ball into right center field. Ponder makes a diving catch. A good start out there in center field for Ponder. Already the catch of the game. It's been one batter.
We bring it to your home and business. Call 812-993-3341. Visit precisionpestwildlife.com. Let's elevate this.
Oh, that's the second straight day with one of those catches for John Ponder. We saw one of them yesterday, a little bit later in the game. Not the first batter, but still. Another fly ball, this time in a right field. Easy for Mark Black, and he'll make the catch for out number 2.
Batting third in right field, 34, Blake Berry.
Blake Berry batting third. Bit of a quick first 2 down here in the first inning for Mr. Williman. First pitch to Blake Berry called a strike. So Berry hit his 10th home run yesterday. It was a 2 for 4 day. He drove in 3 of the 5 runs for Joliet yesterday. So that one's outside. It's 1-1. It's been a good season for Berry. Now hitting at a 309. This is game number 35 for him. A little low. 2-1 here to Berry. Now he's in a very exclusive club. 10 home runs as he lines one into left center field for a base hit. Opposite field single for Berry. I mentioned this yesterday. I think Berry is going to be one of those guys that really just hits Otters pitching well. I feel like there's always one guy that just hits the Otters pitching in extremely well. Blake Berry is going to be that guy in this series. It's Kyle Booker when we play Mississippi. It's Brendan Bobo when we play Florence this weekend. It's Anthony Brocato when we play Washington. There's always just one guy. Samuel Benjamin when we play Lake Erie. Schaumburg? Alex Calarco played pretty well. Grounder, it's going to get into right center field for a base hit. Trying to go first to third is Berry. He will get there safely. That one took a little bit of a weird hop. I don't think Amani Jones is ready for it at second base. Back-to-back singles makes it first and third with 2 outs here in the first. So runners at the corners with 2 outs after the first 2 outs were recorded relatively quickly for Williman in the first inning. Now he's got some traffic. Grounder to third. Gonzalez will throw to second for one. And it's out number 3. So a couple base hits and don't hurt nobody as we head to the bottom of the first inning. No score on the Otters Digital Network.
Otters fans, it looks like we have a pizza band tonight. EVSC's historic Bossy Field tonight. Evan has himself a Chironi's pizza, but it's not his. Make some noise if you want it to be yours. That was quick. He gave up fast. He almost got caught. Congrats and enjoy that pizza from our friends at Chironi's.
We have a Mesker Park Zoo replay on our Heritage Video Board at Honor Vision. Tonight's pitcher catcher batter into the visiting Joliet Slammers, Gunnar Kynes, is on the mound. Billy Sullivan behind the plate. Pitcher catcher batter inspired by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East. Located at 2319 North River Road, or call 812-475-9000.
First innings brought to you by the Mesker Park Zoo and Botanical Gardens. Visit the Mesker Park Zoo at 1545 Mesker Park Drive in Evansville, Indiana. Gunnar Kynes is the starter for today on the side of L Slammers. Lefty doesn't throw too hard. He's a little bit on the older side, 32 years old, born in 1993. He's got a 4.87 ERA in 44 and a third innings. 12 walks compared to 41 strikeouts. He gets a lot of Ks. He leads the team in strikeouts, and he struck out 4 in his last outing. That was on June 18th against Windy City. Through 7 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 2 homers. He's given up 10 homers on the season. As we take a look at the defense for Joliet, it's Sudo, Beeman, Berry, left to right field. Third to first, Ward, Battipaglia, Cerny, and Carr, with Billy Sullivan doing the catching for Gunnar Kynes. John Ponder leading off, as he always does. First pitch is a little outside for ball 1. So Kynes is in his second season with Joliet this season. 8th in the Frontier League. He is a long-time Frontier League arm. That one's fouled back. You won't see him throw the hardest. He has good breaking stuff, though, and that's how he's been able to stay in the league for such a long time. One. Little low. Now, John Ponder drove in the only run of the day for the Otters yesterday. Now hitting at a 385 after another multi-hit game. He's got 12 of them on the year now. 2 for 4. Also struck out twice, though, yesterday. There's a fly ball in the right center field. That's going to drop and get in. Ponder will round first. Didn't hit it hard enough to get it really through the gap, so he's only held to a single to lead off the bottom of the first inning. Well, it took the Otters 5 innings to get a hit yesterday. Takes one batter today. Shows you how different games can be on a given basis. Amani Jones. A little outside. It's 1-0. Amani went 1 for 4 with a strikeout yesterday. 289 now in his 38th game. This month he's hitting 270. Has a homer and 8 RBIs. Fouled back, it's 1-1. Jones 11 multi-hit games, had that 15-game hitting streak between May 23rd and June 11th, which is the highest hitting streak so far this season for the Otters. Battapaglia's 18, though, is beating everybody. 2-1 to Jones. Washington ended up losing game 1 of the doubleheader, so the Otters are now 2 games back of the division. Some good stuff right there. Throw back to first is not in time. Ponder leads the team in steals. He has now 18 of 25 this season. Monty Jones in the first inning is hitting .233, 7 for 30. Does have a home run in the first inning, one of his 3. Runner goes, it's popped up into foul ground. Room for Carr. He'll make the catch as Ponder heads back to first. And that's out number 1.
Batting third, designated hitter, number 10, Dennis Pierce.
Dennis Pierce is up. 100th professional game, 100th game with the Otters for Dennis Pierce today. Slumping a little bit, though, as he is now 0 for his last 8, a couple of 0 for 4s on Sunday and yesterday as he takes ball 1. Overall, Pierce, though, in June, he's hitting .347. Has 5 of his 7 homers in June. Swing and a miss. 72 miles per hour on that one. I feel like usually the older guys, they stay in the league so much because, especially the pitchers, they stay in the league so much because they don't throw fast. And I feel like sometimes the lack of velocity throws off the offense of other teams. Another swing and a miss. 1-2 to Pierce. In the first inning, Pierce is hitting .429. It's pretty good. 12 for 28, 2 homers. See if Ponder tries to go for second again here. Throw back. Seems as though Kynes thinks so. Otters 7-1 in these uniforms. They were 4-0 in the home whites yesterday before they lost to Joliet 5-1. They're 10-4 versus lefty starters, though. Runner goes, and a bobble behind the plate, so Ponder will easily take second base, and that is stolen base number 19. 19 for 26 for John Ponder, nearing the big 20 mark. So now runner in scoring position here with 1 out. No score in the bottom of the first inning. 2-2. Fouled back to the netting. Very big change of speed, 72 to 87. Pierce hit .435 against Joliet last season. 10 for 23. 2 of his 17 homers were against Joliet. Drove in 4 runs as well. Another 2-2 grounder down the third base line. Foul. Longer at bat here for Pierce. It's Logan Brown on deck. 2 lefties in the lineup for the Otters today. Logan Brown and Blake Robertson yet again. On the other side, it's just Blake Berry, the only lefty for Joliet. It's been nice seeing lineups without a ton of lefties on it, like Mississippi and Joliet, as Kynes steps off. Really intimidated by Ponder. Other side of the rubber compared to Landon Williman for Kynes over on the third base side. Another 2-2. In the dirt. Good block, though, from Sullivan, and it's 3-2 to Pierce. Walk would put 2 on with 1 out for Logan Brown. Well, if they can find a way to get Ponder to third and keep the 1 out, it is definitely possible we see another squeeze play. It is definitely possible. Another foul ball. Remains at 3-2. Very good at bat here already for Dennis Pierce. Runners in scoring position for Pierce. He's hitting .314. Has 11 hits. Doesn't have a single home run with runners in scoring position, though. All 7 of them are without. Does hit a lot of solo shots, though. That is high for ball 4, and Pierce will walk after a great at-bat against Kynes. It'll put 2 on with 1 out for Logan Brown.
Batting fourth and catching, number 28, Logan Brown.
So Logan Brown, 2 on, 1 out. See if he might still bunt here. You never know. There's Patrick Ward up on the grass over at third base. And then a late cover at second from Battipaglia. First pitch is called a strike. Logan Brown, 355 after another multi-hit game. His 14th of the year. Just behind Dennis Pierce, who's at first for the most on the team. It was just a 2 for 4, though. A couple singles for Logan Brown. 0-1. In the dirt. Another good block from Sullivan. Ponder over on second base. He has not really been too successful when trying to steal third, so not too big of a threat for Kynes, even though he has been stepping off quite a bit to see what happens to Ponder. That swung on and missed. One and 2 here to Logan Brown. Kynes trying to get out of this one here. He's in a little bit of a jam, just like Williman in the first, but he strikes out Logan Brown swinging on the high fastball, and it's out number 2. First K of the day for Gunnar Kynes, and that's a big out number 2 for him in the first inning.
The third baseman, number 2, Marcos Gonzalez.
It'll be Marcos' time to try and bring in a run here for the Otters. Had an 0 for 4 day yesterday with a strikeout. His first pitch is called a strike. Ponder singled to lead off the inning, stole second base. Pierce walked after a very long at-bat. As Kynes is nearing the mid-20s in terms of pitch count. 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Kynes' season high in strikeouts is 9. He's done that twice this year. A little in the dirt. It's 1-2. Had 9 strikeouts on the 6th against Windy City. That was in 6 innings of 1-run ball, and then had 9 strikeouts against Lake Erie on May the 20th. He gave up 3 earned runs in that one. Overall, a 2-2 record. He's given up at least 1 earned run in every start so far this season. Multiple, at least 3 in 5 different outings. Fouled away, and it's 1-2.
It's construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. Please don't run through the concourses and main tunnels. Thank you.
One, two. Swung on and missed strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kynes as he gets both Logan Brown and Marcos Gonzalez swinging with 2 on and 1 out. He escapes a jam just like Williman. So we'll head to the second inning. No score on the Otters Digital Network.
Let's see if our animal wranglers can wrangle up them animals. Our capybara is Davidson. The cat is Caleb. Whoever gathers the most animals wins free tickets to Mesco Park Zoo. Wranglers, are you ready? You two. You ready? Set, go! Just a few more to go. Capybara's stopping them. until you meet the ones in Nesca Park Zoo. Splashing, playing, and way cuter than you're ready in Section G. Yeah, come see us 365 days a year from 9 till 4 p.m. in Nesca Park Zoo. Capybara Davison is your winner.
If you're having a great time tonight, snap a photo and share it on social media using hashtag Otters Pride Night. River City Pride hosts events all year long, supporting, educating, and celebrating our community. Be sure to visit their table to learn more on their website, rivercityprideindiana.org. River City Pride is having a half off throughout the game, and more information on that in a matter of moments.
Second inning here in Evansville. No score. Already a few base runners reaching, though. We didn't see too much of that in the start of the first game of the series, but now everybody's deciding they want to reach base today. It'll be Beeman leading off with Carr behind him, and then Patrick Ward. First pitch was a ball. The 1-0 is also a ball. 2-0 here to Beeman. Oh, Beeman has a 277 average. Now in his 16th game, he went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts yesterday. That will be a little high. 91 on the fastball. It's 3-0. Beeman has a bit of an issue with the strikeouts. He has 20 of them in 15 games heading into this one. But he will walk on 4 pitches to lead off the top of the second inning.
I was referencing that River City Pride half off that's going on throughout the game, so be sure to snag your tickets before they
Beeman,
close.
the 3 strikeout game, though, yesterday was his first time striking out 3 times in a game this season. But he has a strikeout in 12 of his first 15 coming into today's game. Peyton Carr now with a man on first and nobody out after the walk. First pitch called a strike. First strike of the inning for Williman. Peyton Carr went 0 for 4 yesterday. He's currently in a little bit of a slump his last 4 games. He's 1 for 16. Inside, backs up Carr a little bit, and it's 1-1. Carr was originally signed to the Gateway Grizzlies, but ended up getting traded to Joliet a few days before the season started on May 3rd for a player to be named later. Not sure if they finished that trade yet. 1-1's fouled away. But Peyton Carr has a little bit of an interesting leg kick in with his swing. If you look up Peyton Carr, you'll see a video on Reddit. It shows his leg kick that starts before the pitcher even winds up to throw the pitch, and he hits a homer. That was when he was with Fort Myers. That was in a game on May 25th of last season against the Lakeland Flying Tigers. He starts his leg kick very early, but that one particularly because he starts the leg kick before the pitcher even winds up to throw, and then he hits the home run, is I think why that video made the rounds on Reddit and social media for a little bit. 1-2. You see, though, he has a very big leg kick. It has adds a lot of power to it. He has 4 homers this season. His only hit, though, is 1 for 16. The only hit he had was a home run. That was on the 20th against Florence. There's a fly ball into center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. So first 2 reaching here in the top of the second inning for Joliet. As it's the second straight inning that Williman's allowed 2 to reach.
Third base, 1, Patrick Ward.
Or at least the 2 that reached in the first inning were with 2 outs. This is with 0. And so might need a double play ball here to try and get out of this inning unscathed. Patrick Ward will step up. '15th game for him. 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout yesterday as he gets called a strike 1. Two for 19 in his last 5 games for Ward. 0-1 ripped down the line. Look out, bullpen. Looked like it hit the pink backpack at the bullpen over there at Joliet. It's foul and it's 0-2. At least I think it was a pink backpack they had over there. You know, the bullpen guys always got to have that one backpack that is different from the rest. 0-2. Little outside, little low. It's 1-2. Ward so far this season with runners in scoring position does not have a hit yet. He's 0 for 7. Fouled back. It remains at 1-2. Does only have 4 RBIs on the season. He was with Florida Atlantic this year. He was actually teammates with Max Martzolf, who is in the bullpen right now. He almost hit him on that foul ball. 1-2. Just outside. Ward was also teammates with a MLBer in Nolan Shanuel, who is on the Angels. Shanuel, one of the guys that I think he only played 16 games before moving up to the major leagues. So that one misses low and away, and it's 3-2. Let me double check that, as it's an 0-2 to 3-2 for Ward. Walk would load the bases for the 9-hitter Billy Sullivan. (3-2). That is ball 4. So 2 walks and a single have loaded the bases with nobody out for Billy Sullivan. And we'll have a mound visit here between Logan Brown and Landon Williman. So while we have this mound visit, did some research, some quick research, and Shanuel started in Double-A, which is already kind of crazy, with Rocket City, then was with Inland Empire. He's in rookie ball with the Angels. Sorry, started with the Angels rookie ball team, moved up to Inland Empire, then moved to Rocket City. I read it completely backwards, but then moved straight from Double-A to the majors in 2023. So he only played 22 games, 17 of them with Rocket City before moving up to the majors. And he was back for a couple of rehab assignments in Salt Lake City and Rancho Cucamonga. But now he's still playing with the Angels. He's hitting at a 266 so far this year. And he overall is a 3.9 career WAR, with 1.1 of that WAR being this season. Popped up foul ground. Brown Robertson will give it a look, but it'll fall out of play. It's 0-2 here to Billy Sullivan, who's getting his first bit of playing time in this series.
Choose the best and never regret it.
Sullivan's in his 19th game. He's hitting .204, 10 for 49. Does have 4 RBIs on the season. His last game was on the 20th, in which he went 2 for 3 against the Florence Yalls. Drove in 2 of those 4 runs. A little high on the fastball. It's 1-2. Good opportunity here with Beeman on third, Carr on second, Ward on first. No score here in the top of the second inning, but Joliet is definitely threatening early. 1-2 is a ball. I think Sullivan might have thought that was strike 3. He kind of walked away like he was about to go back to the dugout, but gets the good news, at least for him. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Fouled away. It's been a long inning pitch count wise for Williman, up to the mid-30s here in terms of the pitch count. Still 2-2 though. It was 0-2 to a walk for Ward, who stands on first base. And is right there with Robertson standing behind him. 2-2. Got him swinging. Big strikeout for Williman, and that's out number 1 here in the second inning. Back to the top of the order, and this is the true challenge. Got to get Battapaglia here.
Shortstop, 18, Ian Battapaglia.
Battapaglia ended up flying out to center field, and a nice diving catch by John Ponder out there. Ended up robbing him of a hit that would extend his hitting streak. Still ever so dangerous, though. He swings through strike one. Now here a double play gets him out of the inning, and it still will remain scoreless. Already 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position for Joliet today. 0-1. Little outside. Battapaglia, 25 years old. He's from Cheshire, Connecticut. So, the guy's not really close to any sort of team besides Brockton in the Frontier League. Decided to go all the way to Joliet. Now in his second season here. Called strike two. Cheshire is in between New Haven and Hartford for all you geography wizards out there. Played with Franklin Pierce for 5 years. It was the only school he played collegiate ball at. 1-2. Fly ball into shallow right field. Mark Black will let that one drop in. Throw to home is in time. Tagging from third, if it was caught, was Beeman, but a great throw from Mark Black is able to stop the run from coming in, and that's out number 2.
Tyler Cerny.
That's a 9-2 put out. Interesting. You saw Beeman going a little late there. A great stretch from Logan Brown. In the catcher's gear as well. So a nice little connection there between Mark Black and Logan Brown. I guess that's just a fielder's choice then? That's a weird play. Fly ball, foul ground. Robertson gives it a look, but it'll fall out of play.
That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads
Yeah, I'm not too. I guess it's a
Construction.
field. Yeah, I guess it's a fielder's choice, is it not? Instead of a single, or is it a single? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if the scorers know, honestly. I think it's a 9-2 fielder's choice. I wonder how many times that's happened before. Either way, Williman is one swing, one pitch away from getting out of this with a scoreless frame. 1-0 here to Cerny. A little outside. Cerny flew out to right field in his first at-bat. Might have been a good opportunity as well for Mark Black on the deke to possibly confuse Beeman at third. That's called a strike. It's 2-1. Cerny 0 for 5 in this series so far. The Otters are somehow able to get out of this scoreless. They'll try to take the lead in the bottom half. It'll be Castillo, Robertson, and Mark Black. That is called strike 2. Oh, strike 3. They're all out of sorts there. Strike 3. Williman gets out of it. 2 strikeouts and a 9-2 fielder's choice gets him out of the frame. Great escape back from Landon Williman. As we head to the bottom of the second, no score on the Otters digital network.
It's time to see who gets to upgrade to the Ashley Furniture Home Store Best Seats in the House. Our lucky winner is to spend the rest of the game in the best seats in the house. And so I say congratulations to a lot of these people have already won at least once this year. We're going to go with, how about Andrew Moore? Andrew Moore, you're our lucky winner of the Ashley Furniture Home Store Best Seats in the House. Go on down and enjoy the view for the rest of the game with your feet kicked up. Andrew Moore, lucky winner of the Ashley Furniture Home Store for best seats in the house. And the best seats in the house also means you have the best view of the Heritage Video Board and Honor Vision. Follow along with all of our video board action. Be sure to visit heritagefederal.org for all of your banking needs. This is the J.E. Shekel Armor Protection second inning. Founded in 1978, J.E. Shekel is the Tri-State's premier residential, commercial, industrial service and construction company.
Second innings brought to you by J.E. Shekel Armor Protection. Founded in 1978, J.E. Shekel is the Tri-State's premier residential, commercial, industrial service and construction company. That was a very weird inning, to say the least. A walk, a single, and another walk. Had the bases loaded with nobody out. Billy Sullivan strikes out. Ian Battipaglia flies into a 9-2 fielder's choice. And Cerny strikes out looking to keep the game at 0-0. And I was right on the 9-2 fielder's choice. It was overall just a very weird play. That's all I got to say about that. Either way, first pitch to LG is called a strike. It's Castillo, Robertson, and Mark Black leading off. Kynes got out of a little bit of a jam in the first inning. He gave up a single to Ponder and walked Pierce, but ended up striking out both Logan Brown and Marcos Gonzalez to end the bottom of the first. LG Castillo for 2 with a walk yesterday after hitting his second home run on Sunday, driving in 3 runs. Fly ball into shallow left center. Beeman is there, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Beeman, Sudo, and Battipaglia were all there. Beeman ended up making the grab. That'll bring up Blake Robertson. Oh, Robertson probably had the best offensive night of the day. He only went 1 for 1, but ended up walking twice, reaching in all 3 of his at-bats. Which is why we put him on the back of the booth cam. First pitch will miss for ball 1. Robertson now hitting at a .250 in 24 games. Has 3 homers, 13 RBIs. Called a strike. Very high strike call on that one. It makes it 1-1. Second lefty-lefty that Kynes will face. Struck out Logan Brown in the first. Fly ball into foul ground. Running after it is Ward. Heading towards the bullpen. It'll fall out of play.
That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it.
Letting the man do the talking. Let the man do all the talking today. One-two here to Robertson. A little outside on the slider, and it's 2-2. Kynes from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. He was drafted in the 36th round back in 2015, 11 years ago, by the Marlins. He went to Mount Olive. Played his collegiate baseball there. There's a drive into deep right center field, and that one is going to get off the wall. Robertson is into second base, and he's got himself a one-out double. Oh, Robertson, that's his first double of the season. His only extra base hits have been home runs this season before that at bat. That's double number 1 for B-Rob, and he's into scoring position with 1 out. See if Mark Black will try to bring him in here. Mark Black, we haven't seen him in a little bit. He hasn't played since the 16th against Lake Erie. He went 0 for 4. Did drive in a run, walk twice as well. Overall, he's hitting at a .238 now in his 24th game. Has 2 homers with 13 RBIs. Has been struggling quite mightily since starting the season 9 for 14. Since then, he's gone 7 for 57. That included a 3-hit game on the May 12th against Washington. That is only 3 hit games of the season in those first 4 games, which he went 9 for 14. Well, maybe a couple of days off will give Mark Black a nice reset here, and he can get back on the board offensively. It's 2-1 here against Kynes. Giving up the double to Robertson. 2 hits for the Otters. 3 for Joliet. Still no score here in the bottom of the second inning. Check swing, and no, he did not go. Makes it 3-1. Walk would put 2 on for TJ Salvaggio, who, as usual, is batting in the number 9 spot. Seems to be a bit of a mainstay there at the bottom of the order. It's one of those things where it's like, if he's hitting well there, you might as well keep him there, even though he has been playing well enough to warrant getting moved up in the order. But you might as well keep him there if that's where he's most comfortable. Mark Black, on the other hand, this is his 7th time playing in the 8 spot. He's been split between the 5 through 8 holes in the lineup. Payoff here from Kynes, 3-2. High fly ball. Heading into foul ground. Could be space for Sullivan, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Well, not too much space back there, but Sullivan was able to stay within the netting and make the catch for out number 2, and that'll bring up TJ Salvaggio. Salvaggio 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout yesterday, 275. 7 homers, with 5 of them coming in June. First pitch inside for ball 1. It's almost July, which is crazy to think about. We have 6 more games in June, and then we're reaching July. That means we're almost halfway done with the season. Wow. 51 games in is going to be halfway through. Little high, it's 2-0. Our 51st game of the season. Let's take a look, actually. Game number 51 is July 7th at Gateway. That will officially be the halfway point of the season. And that's in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2-0 is high. Nothing really doing here for Salvaggio in terms of the swinging department. .3-0 here from Kynes. Trying to put Ponder back up there, but that one's right down the middle for strike 1. Now, Salvaggio had a little bit of a issue with the home run hitting to start off his professional career, but after those 2 in Gateway to start off his homer hitting, he has really not stopped since. That one's called strike 2, and it's another full count here for Kynes. Payoff here. Second straight full count. Ended up getting Mark Black to pop out to the catcher. There's a base hit into right field. Robertson's getting the stop sign at third, as it was a little bit of a shallower single, but Salvaggio puts runners at the corners with 2 outs for the top of the lineup in John Ponder. No, Ponder brought in the only run of the day yesterday for the Otters. Now trying to open the scoring for Evansville today. Already has a base hit. There's going to be a mound visit, as we'll see pitching coach Tyler Martin come out, talk to Kynes, as well as Billy Sullivan and the entire infield. Well, I guess we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, huh? Lake Erie's beating Mississippi 4-1. Gateway is up 1-0 on Florence. 2-2 tied between Schaumburg and Sussex County. That game ended up finishing 19-1 Schaumburg yesterday, by the way. Ottawa's beaten Quebec. It's always a good thing. Brockton is beaten down East 1-0. 7-7 in the 6th inning between New York and Tri-City. And Windy City ended up beating Washington in game 1 of the doubleheader, as game 2, I think, is starting a little soon. So we'll see if Windy City can pull off the doubleheader sweep against the Washington Wild Things. Mound visit has concluded, and now we're ready to go here for Ponder's second AB of the day. Singled, stole second base, didn't advance any farther than that as he swings and misses at strike 1. Well, if the Otters lose this game, it would be the second time they've lost a series at home. The first time being against Washington in the second home series of the season back in mid-May. Another swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. And a couple of slow pitches for Kynes, and Ponder has not been able to make contact. 0-2. Runner goes. Throw to second. There is no throw to second as it's a pump fake there. So Salvaggio will get the stolen base as that one was low for ball 1. And it's 1-2 now with 2 in scoring position. Robertson on third with Salvaggio on second. Any base hit could score them both. 1-2. A little high on the fastball. It's only 86. Reminder, he doesn't throw that fast, but is able to be very precise. Two. There's a fly ball into deep left field. Going back is Sudo. It is gone! John Ponder, a 3-run homer, just stays fair, his 5th of the year, and the Otters take a 3-0 lead in the second inning. He just keeps on doing it. Already hitting .403 in June. Might as well raise it, get a couple of ribbies in there. 33 now on the season for Ponder as he gets all 3 to score. And it's a 3-0 Otters lead. Now is tied in RBIs with Salvaggio for the team lead as Ponder leads the team in a lot of different categories. That one is very inside to Jones. Ponder leads the team in average, runs, hits, doubles, RBIs now, walks, stolen bases. So, dude's pretty good at this whole baseball thing. (2-0) to Jones. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. Well, Ponder is trying to make that all-star game, and I have a feeling he's going to be he might be the leadoff guy there too. Fouled into the Slammers dugout. Jones will call his timeout. So 3 runs now on 4 hits as the Otters have a 3-0 lead. More runs than they've scored in the last 15, 20 innings. Fouled back. It's still 2-2. Now Jones in his last at-bat popped out in a foul ground over to Peyton Carr at first base. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Kynes gets Amani Jones swinging his 3rd strikeout of the day. But who else but John Ponder to open the scoring for the Otters? 3-run homer, scoring him, Blake Robertson and TJ Salvaggio. As we hit the 3rd, Otters have a 3-0 lead on the Otters Digital Network.
And he is going to spin around that bat 10 times and hit that there ball into that there net. And if he does so, it's a home run and he wins a prize. Very nice prize from our friend D-Bag. All right. Yeah, she put you back far. She must not like it. No, no, you gotta put the bat down and spin on your head. You didn't teach it very good. Yeah, there you go. Put your fork. That works. Spin around. He's fast. Strike one. Strike two. Take your time. That works. No, DMAT is Evansville's premier locally owned indoor baseball and softball training facility. Experience top-notch batting cages, automated pitching machines for baseball, fast pitch and slow pitch softball, personalized lessons and exciting camps and clinics, unforgettable birthday parties and a pro show. Learn everything you need to Powerbell Rollins. They're located on O'Hara Drive near the airport. Visit DMAT 7 days a week for all your baseball and softball needs.
If you're having a great time at Friday night, snap a photo, share it on social media using hashtag Otters Pride Night. River City Pride hosts events all year long. It's one of their many events around the Evansville area. Leading off in right field, 34, Blake Berry.
Third inning, 3-0 Otters. Landon Williman pitching with a 3-run lead. And he drops in a curveball for strike one to lead off the frame against Blake Berry, who leads off. It's Berry, Valera, and Pseudo, the top three. Makes it 1-1. Berry singled, advanced to third, but did not come around to score. As he swings and misses, it's strike two. John Ponders, 5 homers, 33 RBIs, hitting at 385. He's just been absolutely amazing this season. I feel as though he single-handedly has given the Otters 7-8 wins this season. Just from him being on the team. And you need a guy like that. But no, Ponder, definitely a chance that he gets his contract purchased. Backs up Robertson. He bobbles it, but still able to recover. Throw to Williman at first, and that's out number one.
Website, River City Pride, Indiana.org. They're having an ad hoc throughout the game, so you should stand your ticket.
That'll bring up Valera. Oh, right now Joliet is 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position, as they've had a lot of base runners early. Not managed to get any of them to score. Multiple occasions with a runner at third. Just haven't been able to get the job done. 0-2 already here to Valera. Yesterday went 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. In his first at-bat, he hit a single. So he calls his timeout, adjusting the batting gloves, and they'll give Williman a chance to dap himself up with the Rawson bag yet again. Just misses outside. O'Kines is a vet as well as Valera. They have 2 vets on their team. We have 2 as well. Logan Brown is a vet. So is Tommy Shirley. Grounded over to second base. Throw on to first is in time, and that's out number 2. Tommy Shirley, though, is been on the IL for a while. Not too sure when he's going to be back. You haven't even seen him pitch yet this season. He's pitched in 1 game with the Otters. That was last year. So hopefully he comes back relatively soon. First pitch called a strike. In terms of the injured list, Shane Philman still on the 7-day. And Kyle Battle, you remember Kyle Battle? He ended up tearing his Achilles in the opener of the season. Very unfortunate for Kyle Battle, but we hope he's doing well in recovery. 2-1 here to Pseudo. just outside. It's 3-1. 2 walks already for Williman. Now both of them were in the second inning. Ended up loading the bases with nobody out and got out of it. You can still see the 0 on the scoreboard. Check swing, and no, he did not go around. So that will be ball 4. As taking first base on the base on balls is Cam Pseudo.
Jackson Beeman.
Well, Pseudo, along with Battipaglia, definitely are two of the best base stealers on the team. Pseudo has 11 for 12 so far this year. Jackson Beeman will stand in. Walked to lead off the second inning. Ended up advancing to third. Got out on the 9-2 fielder's choice. Back pick to first. Not in time. The pitch was called a ball. Makes it 0-1 against Beeman. Beeman from Lincoln, Missouri. Signed on June 5th. Was with Mizzou, Iowa, and Missouri State. So stayed in that area for most of his college career. Went to Iowa for 2025. Chose Iowa over a litany of other schools. Jacksonville State, Baylor, FGCU, Austin Peay, Southern Illinois, App State, Kansas. Runner goes, and the throw will not be made by Logan Brown as it came out of the glove. So 12 for 13 now on the stolen bases is Pseudo. And another runner in scoring position for Joliet. This is the third straight inning with a runner with a RISP for the Slammers. They have been unsuccessful in bringing him in so far, though. 2-1 here from Williman. Is going to miss outside for ball 3. Very high on the pitch count already here for Williman through 2 2/3. He's up to 62 pitches. He has a couple of scoreless frames, but it's definitely taken a lot more work than usual for him. So we're going to miss, and it's 3-2 now with 2 outs. And Beeman is prone to the strikeout. Struck out 3 times yesterday. 2 against Encarnacion, 1 against Thebe. Trying to get another scoreless frame and drop Joliet to 0-5 with runners in scoring position. Got him. Strikeout number 3 for Williman. And now an 0 for 5 in the runners in scoring position column for Joliet as they are still have 0 on the board. 3-0 Otters. We head to the bottom of the third on the Otters Digital Network.
All right, who's ready to show off some muscle? Hopefully, Blake is ready to show off some muscle. It's time for our Indiana Air National Guard push-up contest all season long. The strongest of the strong are competing to see who can do the most push-ups, with the winner at the end of the year winning a pair of general admission tickets for next season. So we're going to see how many you can do in 30 seconds. Where he's going to need your help. The louder you cheer, the more he'll get. He's got to get 50. Don't know if they told him, but now he knows. You ready, man? Set, go! Oh, he may have a chance.
Did you hear that the presidential fitness test is coming back to the schools?
No, I did not.
Looks like he would have passed the presidential
15
fitness
seconds to
test.
go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What do we got? 44, man, awfully close.
Third inning is brought to you by Precision Pest and Wildlife. Every great team brings precision to the field. We bring it to your home and business. Call 812-993-3341 or visit precisionpestwildlife.com. Let's elevate the standard together. Dennis Pierce leads off here against Gunnar Kynes to start the bottom of the third inning. It's Pierce, Brown, and Gonzalez, the top 3 after 3 runs come in the bottom of the second for the Otters on a nice little home run by John Ponder. Pierce ended up walking on a very long at-bat. A lot of good takes and a lot of fighting, a lot of foul balls for Pierce, and ended up reaching first, but didn't advance any further from there. First pitch a little high, and away for ball one. Now, Kynes last season had a 4.67 ERA in 108 innings with Joliet. 19 strikeouts or 19 walks compared to 107 strikeouts, as that one is a fair ball down the line. Pierce will take a wide turnaround first, but he's going to stay there. He's got a leadoff single here in the third.
The catcher, number 28, Logan Brown.
Now, this is looking like the Otters offense we have come to know and love. 3 runs, 5 hits already here through 2 innings and then some. Yeah, 19 walks, 107 strikeouts. He is great at locating, even though that pitch was a little high. Does already have a walk today, but he has half the innings and 12 walks this season compared to 19 in the entire season last year. Only pitched 1 game against the Otters, and it was one of his worst of the season on June 20th, which almost a year ago, just a little bit over. 4 2/3. He gave up 9 hits, 9 earned runs, and walked 1, struck out 4. That's over to short. Battipaglia tosses to second for 1, on to first for 2. And it's a double play. 6-4-3. The Otters grounded into 2 double plays after starting to get a rally going yesterday, and that was another part of the reason why the Otters offensively weren't great yesterday, but still leading it by 3, but the bases are empty now with 2 outs after the double play. That'll bring up Marcos Gonzalez. First pitch a little outside. So Kynes last year got the win in his first 3 starts of the season. Threw a complete game 1 hitter against Washington on May 22nd and had a very good start and also a very good end to his season, as that one's low for ball 2. Double-digit strikeouts in 2 of his last 3 games of the season, including his last game. He had 10 Ks and 6 1/3 against Lake Erie. Called a strike. It's 2-1. Had a very good game as well. 8 scoreless on August 1st against New Jersey. The 9 earned runs he gave up against Evansville wasn't even his season high. So that swung on and missed for strike 2. He gave up 10 earned runs on 12 hits on July 26th against Schaumburg. And that was the Schaumburg that last year was the best offense almost in Frontier League history. And not the offense we see to this year that has kind of settled down a little bit, is now a little bit off and on, especially in terms of the home and road splits. Gonzalez strikes out. 4th strikeout of the day for Kynes, and it's a 1-2-3 third. We'll head to the 4th. 3-0 Otters on the Otters Digital Network.
It is showtime. Jersey Mike's building showtime. We've got 2 master sub chefs on the field. A little taller than usual. That's okay. Over on the third base side, we got Danny. Got his old lady Sierra over here. They're gonna be spinning around the bat 10 times. I know I get in trouble for saying that to my wife all the time. Spin around the bat 10 times, build themselves an artisan BLT, and then deliver it to their nearest honor bell. And if they do so with all ingredients intact, they are a winner. You ready? You ready over there? No, it's not golf, it's building yourself. All right, and Mark, get set, build yourself. This is the hardest part. All right, Danny's building. The Levis. runner. Sorry, details. The only way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the only way to get this is Jersey Mike's because authentic ingredients make a sub bomb. They're located at 939 North Burkhart Road in Evansville.
Leading off, first baseman.
Fourth inning here at Evansville Vanderburg School Corporation's historic Bossy Field. Leading off the fourth inning is Peyton Carr. It's the bottom three in the lineup. Carr, Ward, Sullivan. Little high for ball one to start off. Carr hit a single in his first at-bat. Part of the three straight reaching in the second inning, which none of them scored. Fly ball, foul ground. Robertson might have room, does have room, and he'll make the catch for out number one. Carr retired. That'll bring up Patrick Ward.
Third baseman, Patrick Ward.
Ward spent all 4 seasons of his collegiate career with Florida Atlantic. He had a .289 average, 51 games with FAU this season. Had 12 pitching appearances as well. Was the position player, I guess they threw out there, because he isn't really a two-way guy. It's really the only pitching he's done. The team went 28-28, so maybe they just had a few games where they needed somebody to go out there and help with the bullpen. 1-1 here to Ward. First at-bat, he ended up walking in the second inning. It was 0-2, and he ended up walking after bringing it back. 1-1 is outside for ball two. Best season with FAU for Ward was last year, 2025. He hit .315 in 34 games. Got hit in 10 of 11 in March. So that one's fouled away. Makes it 2-2.
That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Oh, yeah. And never regret it.
I really got to ask Zane if when he does the oh yeah, is it like a pattern? Does he just do it on a random occasion? Like I'm trying to figure that one out. 2-2 is hit into right field for a base hit. Patrick Ward goes the other way, and it's an opposite field single. He's on first with one out for Billy Sullivan. Sullivan from Valley Cottage, New York. A little bit north of New York City, and it's right next to where the New York Boulders play. Not sure, does Joliet play the Boulders? Maybe the Sullivan family will get to see Billy play if they head over to New York. First pitch was called a strike, though, to him. They play Brockton. That's probably the closest they'll get. Throw back over to first is not in time. Ward, in terms of stolen bases, he's only 1 for 1. He also hasn't been on the team for too long to try and steal more. Grounder over to short. Throw to second for 1. That's all they'll get. As making it to first is Sullivan on the fielder's choice. Well, that will be out number 2, though, as they get the lead runner. And Sullivan now trades places with Ward.
Here's the Hoosier Lotteries.
To bring back up the top of the order in Ian Battapaglia.
Ian Battapaglia.
Now Battapaglia flew into a 9-2 fielder's choice. If you're just joining us, it was a very interesting play in which he hit a fly ball in a right field. Mark Black let it drop in front of him, and it was Beeman at third who was there to tag. So he left very late trying to go home, and the throw beat him. So it was a forced play at the plate, which made it a fielder's choice. Definitely something you don't see too often. But it did happen, which makes it an 0-for-2 start to the day for Battapaglia and an 0-2 count. Runner goes, throw to second base, perfect. Wow, what a throw from Brown, and they gun him down at second base. Sometimes you can just tell when somebody's about to get caught stealing, and that was definitely one of them. Right when he threw it, you knew he was gonna be out by at least half a step. And we'll head to the bottom of the fourth, 3-0 Otters on the Otters Digital
It's
Network.
time to show us your best smiles for the HRI Dental Smile Cam. Over 300,000 members trust HRI Dental. Based right here in the Hoosier state of Indiana, HRI Dental has been ensuring smiles for more than 37 years. Keep smiling with HRI Dental. They're out on the Corona Extra patio deck having a great time. Big round of applause for our volunteers. They help brush off the faces. Look at those pearly whites shine. Look at the great view we get of the Corona Extra patio deck, and perhaps our camera person will turn around and give us a panoramic view of the ballpark. Asking you shall receive a look at that stunning award-winning view of EVSC's historic Bossy Field. This is the Sheet Metal Workers Local 24th inning for 138 years. Sheet Metal Workers have led the way in sheet metal industries like heating and air, architectural, industrial, and more. Visit smart20evansville.com for more information.
Fourth inning brought to you by Sheet Metal Workers Local 20. For 138 years, Sheet Metal Workers have led the way in sheet metal industries like heating and air, architectural, industrial, and more. Visit smart20evansville.com for more information. Well, just like the second inning, the fourth inning starts off with LG Castillo, Blake Robertson, and Mark Black against Gunnar Kynes, who is in here for a fourth inning of work. There's some motion in the ocean, otherwise known as the Joliet bullpen, but nobody actually warming quite yet. Just some stretching over there. It's been a long trek here for Gunnar Kynes. Mentioned drafted in the 36th round in 2015. Played 2015. That was his age 21 season with the GCL Marlins. Pitched very well, 1.44 ERA. Went up to single A with the Greensboro Grasshoppers. Only played one game, got sent down, then got sent back up. And the game he played was against the Kannapolis Intimidators, back when they were not the Cannonballers. By the way, I think Cannonballers is a lot better of a name than the Intimidators. So that one's inside. It's 2-1 to LG. Ended up getting released, signed with Schaumburg for 2016. Had a ERA under 3 in 112 2/3. Played one game versus Evansville. Ripped foul. Look out over there. Actually, I think that might have gone out of the stadium. May 15th, 2016. 4 innings, 3 earned, 3 hits, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Gunnar Kynes against the Otters. And that was the season in which the Otters won their last Frontier League championship. So that's how long Kynes has been in the league. There's a fly ball into deep center field. Back at the track and making the catch is Beeman for out number 1.
The first baseman, number 31, Blake Robertson.
B-Rob now up. Hit a double in the second inning. Came around to score. First double of the season. First extra base hit. That was not a home run of the season. He's hitting the ball well this series. Either way, yeah. So Schaumburg, 2016 and 2017. He started 2017 on a very hot streak. 1.31 ERA and 41 1/3. Didn't end up playing against the Otters in 2017, but signed with the Mets on June 20th. Played 7 games with the Brooklyn Cyclones, otherwise known as the Fighting JT Bensons. 7 games there. Won the New York Penn League Pitcher of the Week in July. Grounder to short. Battapaglia's throw to first is in time for out number 2. ended up getting released again by Brooklyn in October of 2017, and ended up going back to Schaumburg for 2 more seasons, which included a 4.34 ERA and 93 and a third in 2018, and then a 2.36 ERA in 103 innings. It's possibly his best season of his pro career. 20 walks compared to 112 strikeouts is absolutely insane. First pitch called a strike to Mark Black. Played in 1 game each of those 2 seasons against the Otters. June 14th, 2018, 2 innings, 7 earned runs, 5 hits. Seems as though he hasn't really ever pitched well against the Otters. Throw on to first is in time after the grounder to Cerny, and it's a 1-2-3 frame for Kynes. He's been pitching well today. He's just given up that 1 swing. That's been the difference. 3-0 Otters. Heading to the 5th on the Otters Digital Network.
Welcome to the field, your Southwest Graphics, Evansville Otterville. Have you seen Evan the Otter around lately? Make sure you tell him hello when you do. Evan's excited to see all of our fans and encourage you to visit Heritage for all your banking needs. Heritage, a proud partner of the Evansville Otters. Got a couple of special shout-outs I want to get to here this evening. Would like to congratulate John and Grayson on your upcoming wedding. Yeah, John and Grayson, they're going to get married soon, and they're celebrating the morning of that one. Top the order to you. With our Hoosier Lottery strikeout batter of the game, the shortstop, 18 in Battapaglia.
5th inning here. 3-0 Otters as Landon Williman is pitched for scoreless. First pitch to Battapaglia. As he shows bunt, pulls it back. It's called ball 1. Not sure what we're applauding here, but I'm sure it's something good. Grounder into right field for a base hit. So Battapaglia leads off the 5th with a single, and his hit streak is now 19 games. Extending that hitting streak. And it is the 2nd inning out of 5 offensively that Joliet has had the leadoff man on. It was the 2nd inning, the other frame there. And they had the first 3 leadoff with getting on, and none of them scored. So it's been a rough day offensively so far for Joliet. They've gotten the hits, but not when it matters. Grounder past the dive of Gonzalez into left field. Back-to-back singles for Battapaglia and Cerny. And it's 2 on with nobody out for Blake Berry, who has already been hitting the Otters pitching quite well. First pitch here to Berry. Just a little low for ball 1. Berry so far has a single in the 1st inning and grounder over to first in the 3rd. Battapaglia on 2nd leads the team in stolen bases, so wouldn't be surprised here if he tries to take 3rd. Maybe take out the easy double play situation. That one's inside, backs up Berry. Makes it 2-0. 25 for 28 on stolen bases for Battapaglia. Berry does already have a home run this series. Anything over the wall would tie the game up. Another one inside, and it's 3-0. Well, Walk would load the bases, and it would be the second time the first three would reach for Joliet. Maybe things will change a little bit, go a little better than the second inning for the Slammers. 3-0 is called a strike. Three-one here to Barry. That will miss just inside for ball 4. So that will load up the bases with nobody out for Jackson Valera. That's the 4th walk issued by Williman today. That'll bring out Max Peterson. Not going to be surprised here if we have somebody warming up in the bullpen for Evansville at some point soon. But saw what happened the last time the Slammers had the bases loaded with nobody out. They didn't end up scoring a run. It was a strikeout to Sullivan, then a 9-2 fielder's choice to Battipaglia. Took a little bit of luck, but ended up striking out Cerny looking for the 3rd out. And kept the game at 0-0 before Ponder's 3-run homer in the bottom half of that frame. So maybe they can get it done again. Oh for 5 with runners in scoring position already here for Joliet. Valera is 1 for 2. He had a single in the first inning, grounded out to second base in the third. Any grounder to second could get a double play here, and they'll take the run with the 2 outs that go along with it. First pitch. There's a fly ball into deep left field. Going back is Castillo, and that one is going to get off the wall. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in, and it's a 2 RBI double for Jackson Valera. Makes it a 3-2 game here. Already a 1-run deficit now for the Otters. As Joliet looks to take the lead here. 2 runners in scoring position. Still nobody out against Williman. So the tying run now 90 feet away. The go-ahead run in scoring position. As the first hit with Risp for Joliet ends up bringing 2 across. And all of a sudden the Otters lead is now just 1 at 3-2. First pitch is outside to Pseudo. Valera now has 21 RBIs on the season. That was his 5th double of the year. 1-0 grounder down the third base line, foul. And it's 1-1. See who warms up first in the Otters bullpen. They quickly get somebody going. Joe Morrissey is out there. Well, Morrissey's been a very good high leverage arm to start. It's one of the more recent signings. The Otters haven't made too many moves this month, which makes him and Dylan Zenko the most recent signings. Swing and a miss, it's 1-2. First 4 have reached here to start off the 5th inning. Couple singles, a walk, and then the double from Valera. That put 2 across here for Joliet in the 5th inning. 1-2. Next swing did go around, as that is strike 3 and a big out number 1 as Pseudo goes down swinging. 4th K of the day for Williman. And that's out number 1. It'll be big to get out of this, still with the lead, considering the fact that both the tying and go-ahead runs are so close. From Jackson Beeman will stand in. He's 0 for 1. He has a walk and a strikeout. He swings and misses. Definitely a guy you want to be up if you need a strikeout for out number 2, because he's already struck out. He struck out 4 times so far in this series. He's just struggling a little bit against the Otters. Little outside. It's 1-1. Beeman yesterday, after going 0 for 4, it ended his 6-game hitting streak. Has a strikeout now in 13 of 16 games. Another swing and a miss. It's 1-2. A time called by Beeman. There's another slider that got Beeman a swing and miss. I think he struck out on the slider in his last at-bat as well. Really is the contact that might be an issue. A walk would still load the bases, put together an easy double play. Definitely the strikeout the best option here for Williman, as that one's low and away for ball 2. It was only a matter of time before Joliet finally strung some hits together and ended up getting that hit with runners in scoring position. And Valera got it done on the first pitch he saw from Williman in that at-bat. 2-2. High fly ball into right field. Mark Black coming in. He will make the catch. No tag at third. So that is out number 2. Fly out to right field. Doesn't advance either runner from second or third, as Blake Berry was not going to test the arm of Mark Black, who already threw a guy out at home from right field on a fielder's choice earlier. That'll bring up Peyton Carr. Williman tries to get out of this, keeping the lead intact for the Otters. Trying to give them some insurance in the bottom half. Nobody warming in the bullpen for Joliet, so Gunnar Kynes is going to face the top of the lineup for the 3rd time, starting in the bottom of the 5th inning. So that first pitch to Carr misses a little high. Carr 1 for 2, hit a single in the 2nd inning. Flew out into foul ground to B-Rob in the 4th. 1-0. Little low. 92 fastball just misses. It's 2-0. 4 strikeouts, 4 walks for Williman so far today, as he is up to 96 pitches. If he gets out of this, this will definitely be his last frame. 2-0. Fly ball into center field. Ponder is there. Calls off Mark Black and makes the catch for out number 3. So the 2 RBI double from Jackson Valera gets Joliet on the board. It's 3-2. Definitely could have been worse, though, as another jam escaped by Landon Williman. We're halfway home. 3-2 Otters on the Otters Digital Network.
First, we got our Miss River City Pride, Estrogen Styles. And KK, the owner of KK's Hair Today Salon and Barber and Tattoo and everything else. They're going to hoop away for 30 seconds, and then they'll be judged gently by our neighborhood-friendly Otter Bells. Y'all ready? Set, go! Better step it up, Estrogen. Five, four, three, two, one. There we go. As if it was any doubt, KK is your winner.
That was riveting stuff.
5th inning is brought to you by B-Dubs. Buffalo Wild Wings. Bottomless apps are now here. Dine in only. Visit either Evansville locations, 5405 Pearl Drive or 715 North Green River Road for details. So Kynes back out there for another inning. He'll face off against the 9-1-2 hitters. Salvaggio, Ponder, and Jones. The Otters only down one, or sorry, only up one after the two-run double from Jackson Valera, making it 3-2 here in the bottom of the fifth. It's looking like it's going to be another low-scoring affair, just like it was yesterday. We've seen some good pitching for both sides so far in this series. First pitch a little high to Salvaggio. The Slammers now out-hitting the Otters 7-5, but are losing in the run column by 1. Fouled back. So talking about Kynes, we were in, 2019? There's still more to go. Played in the Australian League for a couple seasons. His teammates with a couple of guys that are in the majors back in 2020. There's a fly ball into shallow right field. Cerny is calling off Barry, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. That'll bring up John Ponder, top of the lineup. He is 2 for 2. Has a single, stolen base, and a 3-run homer. Has driven in all 3 runs the Otters have scored today on one swing of the bat. First pitch, a little high for ball 1. So in 2020, Kynes was with the Adelaide Giants in the Australian League. He had a 1.50 ERA, 42 innings. He was teammates with Logan O'Hoppe, Curtis Mead, and a little bit of a pull here, Jeremy Hazelbaker, if anybody remembers that guy. 1-1. Ended up coming back to the Frontier League, though, after COVID, and played with Southern Illinois in 2021. The team does not exist anymore. I always say, if you've been here when Southern Illinois was here, that's how you know you've been in the league a while. And he played on the team. Played it 4 games against Evansville. Best was 5 scoreless with the victory in his last game of the 2021 season on August 18th. Rip back up the middle and a third base hit for John Ponder, as he is 3 for 3 today.
The second baseman, number 12, Amani.
And I'll bring up Amani Jones. Runner on first, 1 out. Ponder already has a stolen base today. Chance to get number 20. I think he's been pretty successful as of recent in terms of the stolen bases. Inside, it's 1-0. 2022 for Kynes, he was with Lake Erie. And then he was also in the Atlantic League with the Gastonia Honey Hunters, which are now the Ghost Chilies. Fly ball, center field. Making the catch in shallow center is Cerny, and that's out number 2.
The designated hitter, number 10.
I think the Gastonia Ghost Peppers is the right name. I'm drawing a blank. Went back to the Australian League as Dennis Pierce comes up to bat for the 3rd time today. Perth Heat in the Australian League 2022-23 season. He was teammates with Junior Caminero, Josh Reddick, and Pete Cosma. Diving catch at first from Carr, and that's out number 3. It was a little bit of a jam shot, but still able to reach out and grab it is Peyton Carr for out number 3. So very quick bottom of the 5th as we'll head to the 6th inning. 3-2, Otters still hold on to the lead on the Otters Digital Network.
The Otters are back at EVSC's historic Bossy Field for our annual Heritage and Youth First Nights. Be one of the first 1,000 fans in attendance tomorrow to receive a limited edition Otters hat. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I have seen the hat that they're giving away to the first 1,000 fans tomorrow. It is a handsome item. A very handsome item. So you want to get here early. Be one of the first 1,000 fans to receive that limited edition Otters hat. For those of you of the 90s like I am, I think you'll appreciate it a little bit more. But it's going to be loved by those of all ages. In addition to that, it's a Thirsty Thursday. Tickets still available at EvansvilleOtters.com or call 812-435-8666. We'll see you at the ballpark tomorrow, and you can get a beautiful looking hat. And I say this, it might be the best heritage hat giveaway hat that we've had in the last 10 years. It's that great looking of a hat. Take my word for it. Honors with a call to the bullpen.
Sixth inning is brought to you by United Fidelity Bank. The experience you need and the service you deserve since 1914. It's a long time.
The answer on Repair East to 2319.
Joe Morrissey's into the game as Landon Williman will finish with 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Now, he gave up a lot of traffic, but overall, if you look at the stat line, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And he's going to be in line for the victory if this score holds. Hopefully Joe Morrissey and the bullpen can do what Joe Morrissey and the bullpen do best and take care of business here in the later frames. Patrick Ward leads off. He takes a strike. It's Ward, Sullivan, then Battipaglia yet again. After 2 runs came in the last half inning for Joliet. That'll miss. And it's 1-1. Joe Morrissey's at a 2.16 ERA, now in 8 1/3 innings. Threw 1 1/3 scoreless in his last outing, all the way back on the 20th against Mississippi. 2 strikeouts there. He's only given up 2 earned runs this season. Both of them came in the same game on June 7th against Schaumburg. He also had 3 strikeouts in that outing as well, though. Reaches out, pokes one foul. Stays alive. It's still 1-2. Ward so far 1 for 1, has a single in the 4th, a walk in the 2nd inning. I don't know what is going on down below me. There's a lot of weird chirping going on. I feel like that's just been common practice this entire homestand. Everyone seems to be acting a little weirder than normal this week. A little outside, it's 2-2. Morrissey signed with the Otters on June 2nd. He's now in his 7th appearance of the season after a 1.04 ERA in 52 innings last year with Millersville. Slow roller to third, Gonzalez. Pump fake throw to first, not in time. Had a little hesitation over at third by Gonzalez, and that was all it took for Ward to be able to make it in there with an infield single to lead off the 6th. So runner on first, nobody out for Billy Sullivan, who has a strikeout, is grounded into a fielder's choice, reached on the fielder's choice, and then ended up getting caught stealing. Bunt showed, dropped down, over to Morrissey. He'll flip to first, and that's out number 1 as the sac bunt advances Ward to second base. Back to the top of the lineup for Battipaglia.
With our Evansville Otters strikeout batter of the game, the shortstop, 18 in Battipaglia.
Battipaglia singled and scored, extended his hitting streak to 19 games in his last at-bat, as we had a little bit of a mound visit there. Battipaglia was with Franklin Pierce for all of his collegiate career. Franklin Pierce is in Rindge, New Hampshire, a little bit north of the New Hampshire-Massachusetts border. Last season there was in 2024. He hit .387, which was his best season. 70 hits in 48 games. Ended up winning a good amount of awards and also had a few 4-hit games. Played in the summer with the Trenton Thunder of the MLB Draft League, then signed with Joliet last season. 1-0. Check swing did go around, and it's 1-1. For Battipaglia, he was with Franklin Pierce for 5 seasons. 4 of those years, he played with his brother Eli. And the Battipaglia brothers were there. Eli hasn't played baseball, at least professionally, since 2024. But he hit 292 in 2024, 54 for 185 in 48 games.
And never regret it.
2021, he hit 411, was the all Northeast 10 conference first team, all rookie team as well, rookie of the year in the conference. That one's inside, makes it 2-2. That was in a shorter sample size. I think the 387 in 48 games is a little more impressive, if you ask me. Then he hit almost 300 though in professional ball with Joliet last year. 96 games, played them all. 2-2. Grounder to short. Salvaggio will throw to first, and that's out number 2. As advancing to third base is Patrick Ward.
Second baseman, 12, Tyler Cerny.
Well, Patrick Ward representing the tying run over at third, but 2 outs. Tyler Cerny will try to bring in that tying run from third, and not the game up. 3 apiece. Morrissey was with Millersville past 2 seasons, was teammates with Amani Jones over at second base for a little bit in 2025, was with Barry for 2 seasons, and was with Washington College in 2022. Won a lot of awards with Washington College in 2022. ABCA Rawlings Region 5 first team, Rookie of the Year in D3, second team Region 5 in D3, conference first team selection, won Rookie of the Week twice, conference Pitcher of the Week twice. A lot of stuff. Fouled away, it's 1-2 against Cerny.
That overhead foul ball is brought to you by Pets Construction. Choose the best and never regret it.
Cerny 1 for 3 so far today. Has a fly out to right field, a strikeout looking, and a single. Came around to score in the 5th. 1-2. There's a ground ball into right field for a base hit. Coming in from third is Ward, and Joliet's tied the game up at 3. RBI single for Tyler Cerny brings in the tying run. And that's the first earned run given up by Morrissey since June 7th. 3rd overall, and it's a tie ball game, which means Williman is no longer involved in the decision. Throw back to first, not in time. 9 hits for Joliet compared to 6 for the Otters. Game's all knotted up now. Fly ball into center field. Ponder will let that one drop in for a base hit. Throw to third is not in time. First to third goes Tyler Cerny, and it's back-to-back singles. Makes it runners at the corners with 2 outs, and now the go-ahead run 90 feet away in Cerny. We'll bring up Valera, who hit a double in his last at-bat to bring in the first 2 runs of the day for Joliet.
Jackson Valera.
So it is now Cerny at third with Barry at first. 2 outs. Good 2-out hitting here for Joliet, and as now they try to take the lead here. First pitch called a strike to Valera. Valera's double. Make it 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. 11th multi-hit game of the season. His last one was on the 19th against Florence. It was a 2 for 3 night there as well. Drove in 2 runs as well. A little bit of a deja vu type of day for Valera today. It's good for the confidence of Valera, especially after back-to-back 0 for 3s yesterday and on the 20th. Reaches out, fouls it away, stays alive, and still remains at 0-2.
Choose the best and never regret it.
Thinking Kynes might come out there for another frame. Nobody's warming in the bullpen for Joliet. He is at 87 pitches. Definitely could go another inning if he needed to. 0-2. Swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt. And that will be the first strikeout of the day for Morrissey, and out number 3 in the 6th. But the tying run does come in. The RBI single from Tyler Cerny brings in Patrick Ward. Heading to the bottom of the 6th, we're now tied up at 3 on the Otters Digital Network.
It's time for the dance cam. We need everybody to get up and show us those dancing moves. Gavin requested this up in the press box. We're making him happy as we're all excited to be here on this Wednesday night. Skip the line or make from the comfort of your own home with self-service options at Heritage. Heritage, a proud partner of Evansville Otters baseball. If you're having a great time tonight, snap a photo and share it on social media using hashtag Otters Pride Night. River City Pride hosts events all year long, supporting, educating, and celebrating our community. Be sure to visit their table or learn more on their website, rivercityprideindiana.org. River City Pride is having a hat pod, so be sure to snag your tickets before they close. Indiana Gaming License 17571.
Oh, Otters were up 3-0, and Joliet's come back to tie it here in the 6th inning. Hitting the bottom of the 6th now with Gunnar Kynes back out there. So far, he has 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. And it's been the 3-run homer from Ponder that has allowed all 3 of those runs to come in. It's Logan Brown to lead it off, Marcos Gonzalez behind him, and LG Castillo. There is somebody warming in the bullpen for Joliet, so I wonder if Kynes is just here for one batter to get out the lefty and Logan Brown before they put in another bullpen arm. See what happens. First pitch fly ball into left field. Sudo making a run after it. Heads into foul ground to the bullpen, and he'll make the catch for out number 1.
The third baseman, number 2, Marcos Gonzalez.
So Logan Brown a quick out on 1 pitch, as we'll continue warming in the bullpen for Joliet. Let's take a look at who that is. It is a lefty in the bullpen. They have an interesting decision there, but still not too sure as to who it is. First pitch will miss to Gonzalez. I think it's Max Martzolf out there in the bullpen. Looking like we'll see him as the first guy out of the pen for Joliet. Kynes looking to go through 6, though, with giving up 3 runs. Gonzalez is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 4 Ks for Kynes. 2 of them have come to Gonzalez. So that one will miss high for ball 2. Gonzalez definitely prone to the strikeout. Now 29 on the season compared to 14 walks. Called a strike, it's 2-1. Oh, didn't really finish the timeline for Kynes. There's just a lot of seasons in in professional baseball. Bit of an interesting fact in 2023 and 2024, he was with the Melbourne Aces and also with Tiburones de la Guiara in the Venezuelan Winter League. With Melbourne, he was teammates with Randy Wynn, who is one of the 4 Otters to reach the MLB. He's got a banner up here. That one will miss for ball 3, makes it 3-2. So Kynes has been teammates with one guy here on the banner. It's probably faced off against Sittinger, so that's 2. I don't know about George Sherrill or Andrew Werner, though. They're a little bit before his time. A little bit before a lot of our times, actually. Werner was here. When was he here? Let's do a little bit. Werner was here in 2009, 2010, a little bit before there. Sherrill even further back, 1999 and 2000. He's the only Otter to have an MLB All-Star appearance in 2008. Gonzalez will take ball 4. The walk issued the second of the day for Kynes.
Sidewalk Cafe and Bar.
But Kynes, with the Venezuelan Winter League, he was teammates with a lot of guys. Ronald Acuna Jr. being one of them. Oswaldo Cabrera, Alcides Escobar, Michael Garcia, Yasiel Puig, Miguel Rojas. There's a lot of guys he was teammates with. But Kynes will get taken out after issuing the walk. We'll see Max Martzolf come into the game. Kynes finishes 5 1/3, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and is responsible for the runner on first. Overall, a good start. And if this run comes in and the score holds, he will be issued the loss. But Martzolf will try to stop things. We'll take a quick break. Tied up at 3 on the Otters Digital Network.
Call to the bullpen for the Joliet Slammers. 23, Max Martzolf. Into pitch, Martzolf is on the mound. Billy Sullivan behind the plates. Pitcher batteries powered by the answer over Americans. 2319 with confirmed 812-475 9000.
So we go from one lefty to another as Max Martzolf will come into the game here to face off against LG Castillo with a runner on first and 1 out. Martzolf has a 5.53 ERA. In 27 2/3 innings, he signed on June 13th with the Slammers. Has played most of this season, though, with the New Jersey Jackals. First pitch called a strike. So Martzolf was on New Jersey last season. Sorry, he was with Ottawa this year. He was with New Jersey last year. There's a fly ball into right field. Going back is Barry. He's at the track, and he'll make the catch at the base. For out number 2, heading back to first, is Marcos Gonzalez.
First baseman, number 3.
Martzolf ended his 2025 with New Jersey. Was a Frontier League Pitcher of the Week in late August. Ended up getting traded, though, in November to Ottawa from New Jersey, as the throw back to first is not in time. He got traded there along with Consta Carica for Billy Doobie, Mac Lardner, and Luke Powell. He was placed on the 7-day IL on June 6th and then traded 3 days later to Joliet for a player to be named later. Signed on the 13th, and he's now in his 5th start with the 5th outing with the Slammers. That's the timeline. It's a little bit of a weird one for Martzolf. Fouled back, 1-1 against B-Rob. His Robertson has a double, came around to score, and has a ground out to short in the 4th inning. Last outing with Ottawa for Martzolf was on June 5th against Tri-City. Gave up a run in a third of an inning, 2 hits. And so far, he's had 4 outings with the Slammers. The first one, the worst of the 4, against Mississippi on the 13th. Through 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, 5 runs, 2 of them earned, but 2 walks and a strikeout as well. And he's been relatively solid in the other 3, though. He is Down 3-1 here against Robertson, though. That'll hit the zone for strike 2, makes it a full count. Gonzalez will get a head start over at first base. Trying to keep the line going, bring up another righty in Mark Black. 3-2, just low for ball 4.
That's Satirhead Sidewalk Cafe and Bar.
So a walk, second walk issued by Slammers pitching as Gonzalez walked. He's now moving up to second base. 2 on, 2 out here for Mark Black, trying to bring in that go-ahead run. First pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. Mark Black 0 for 2. Popped out behind the plate to Sullivan. Grounded out to Cerny at second base. 0-1. Little low. Martzolf, 23 years old. He's from Port St. Lucie, Florida. Was like Patrick Ward at FAU for 4 years. His last season, though, was in 2025. And they were teammates for a couple seasons. That'll hit the zone. It's strike 2. Only pitched 15 2/3 in his last season with Florida Atlantic. Overall ranked 7th all-time in appearances in his FAU career. Grounder to short, Battipaglia will toss a second, and that's out number 3. So no runs come across for the Otters in the 6th inning. We'll head to the 7th, still tied up at 3 here on the Otters Digital Network.
Girls, children of all ages, it's time to bring the flavor to the field. Get ready for one of the most delicious shows in all of baseball. It is the hot dog race food race. Highs on Surf Field, where we have a fully loaded cheeseburger against a hot dog, against my favorite, a big tall ice cream cone. There is a race to the end. Whoever wins, that item is half price at third base concessions until the final pitch. Ice cream and other food, are you ready? Set, go! There we go. Come on, ice cream. No, slow down, cheeseburger. Trying too hard. Again, he's on like a 13-game winning streak. Anything with burger at the end of it. Hamburger, cheeseburger, chicken burger. You know how it goes. Fish burgers, everything. Half price, third base concessions until the end of the game.
Anthony with the speed of Jacques Villeneuve out there. If you don't know who that is, Google him. Great to have all of you with us here at the ballpark. This is the Jacobs Pub 7th inning. Jacobs Pub is proud to support the Evansville Otters in Jacobsville neighborhood. Be sure to check out First Fridays in North Main, Jacobs Pub at 607 North Main Street. John Villeneuve, of course, the 1995 Indy 500 champion. Saving the effort. The left fielder, 22, Cam Sudu.
It is the top of the 7th inning. We're still tied up at 3 here at EVSC's historic Bossy Field. First pitch to Cam Pseudo is called a strike. One and one. Pseudo so far today. 0 for 2. A little bit low. Pseudo was with Lee College. Teammates with Grayson Linderman, who is in the bullpen. Not sure when we'll see him, but he is in there. Foul tip into the glove makes it 2 and 2. Kennesaw State 2025 last year. He hit 257. Liner to third and caught by Gonzalez.
If there is a Brooklyn Sartor.
That was a nice catch over there at third by Gonzalez. He was positioned perfectly, or else that would have been a foul ball. That's how far left he was there.
Center fielder 7, Jackson Beeman.
And the liner to Gonzalez is out number 1 to start the 7th. Good curveball, just misses a little high for ball 1 against Beeman. Beeman 0 for 2 with a walk. That one's called a strike. He has a walk in the 2nd inning. Struck out swinging in the 3rd. Flew out to right in the 5th inning. First time facing off against Morrissey. In there for another inning of work. Fouled back to the netting. Would have hit me square in the face if there was no net there. See who's warming up in the Joliet bullpen. Looks like number 4? Is it number? No, there's no number 4. I don't know who that is. 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Second K for Morrissey out of the pen. And quickly 2 down here.
German American Bank strikeouts.
A lot of German American Bank strikeouts. 6 of them for the Otters pitching staff, which is consisted so far of Williman and Morrissey. Peyton Carr. Last guy in the lineup to face off against Morrissey. First pitch is called a strike. Ben Catrambone is in the bullpen. I don't know how I recognized a 4 when he's number 39, but that's on me. Called a strike. It's 0-2 quickly here against Carr. Carr was with the Twins organization. Ended up playing with his hometown team in Fort Myers with the Fort Myers Mighty Muscles. He grew up 10 minutes away from the Twins spring training complex. A little bit low and away, makes it 1-2. It's always nice being able to play for your hometown team. Grounder down the third base line, foul. Peyton Carr, while a baseball player, he comes from a family of golfers. His dad was a All-American golfer at Tennessee, the Volunteers. His grandfather, his name's Bobby, he won a PGA championship, was runner-up at the Masters, and won 12 PGA Tours, including the 1964 PGA Tour Championship. So the dude could golf. He could really golf. Well, I don't know why I stuttered so much there. He can swing a club like with the best of them. Called strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Morrissey. He's got 3 of them, and it's a 1-2-3 top of the 7th. Out of the pen for good old Joe Morrissey. It's time to stretch here at Bossy Field. Otters Slammers tied up at 3 on the Otters Digital Network.
Here we go. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. And we'll root for the Otters. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Nicely done. Let's get some runs.
We're singing Sweet Caroline. here in the 7th, as we usually do. But we have a new pitcher into the game for Joliet. Ben Catrambone is into the game. He is 24 years old. He's from Western Springs, Illinois, suburb of Chicago. So playing with a team that's pretty nearby. He currently has a 4.24 ERA in 17 innings. He has 11 walks compared to 15 strikeouts. Has a 1.47 whip. He's given up only 1 earned run in his last 5 outings. He's got 8 scoreless outings in total. He's been pretty good out of the bullpen for Joliet. The first righty into the game for Joliet as well today. He'll face off against 9-1-2, Salvaggio, Ponder, and Jones. 7th inning brought to you by Jacob's Pub. Jacob's Pub is proud to support the Evansville Otters in the Jacobsville neighborhood. Be sure to check out First Fridays at 607 North Main Street in Evansville, Indiana. Salvaggio is 1 for 2. Didn't face off against Martzolf. Both of his at-bats were against Kynes. First pitch is inside. See who's warming in the bullpen. It's Alex Valdez for the Otters. Even with the tie game, I think we're still going to get the Valdez and Serta treatment. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-1. Hopefully the Otters can get the lead before Serta comes in. Possibly try and get that 9th save of the year. 1-1. Called a strike. It's 1-2. Catrambone, first season with Joliet, signed back on May the 21st. Was with Parkland, then Triton, then Limestone, and then Lewis. Now, normally it would be a little bit odd to be at that many schools, but I understand Limestone had to cease operations, so he was kind of forced to transfer for 2026. Ended up going to Lewis and had a 3.14 ERA and 31 2/3. Lewis is in Romeoville, Illinois, which is just north of Joliet, so stayed in the area for that one. Foul ball made it 1-2. We'll do it again here for Salvaggio after he made his way down the first baseline. Thought it was fair. Just veered off over to where Valdez is throwing in the bullpen. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and it is out number 1. First batter that Catrambone sees is his first strikeout of the day.
Theodore Jones, leadoff batter of the game, the center fielder, number 3, John Ponder.
That'll bring up John Ponder. He's 3 for 3 today. 2 singles and a 3-run homer, which has been all of the scoring for the Otters so far today. First pitch to Ponder. Grounder down the third base line, right over to Andy McCauley, who's over there. McCauley, the third base coach and the manager for the Otters. Billy Easley over at first. Oh, 1 to John Ponder. Foul ball got off the glove and hit the back netting. Fastball 91. Catrambone, 19 walks compared to 34 strikeouts this year at Lewis. Had 11 scoreless outings. The Lewis team finished 21-28, 13-17 in conference play. They scored 18 in 3 straight games from April 12th to April 17th, so it was a very big scoring game. The Otters almost did that earlier, a couple weeks back. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard real quick while we're having a little conversation here on the mound. Lake Erie's beaten Mississippi 7-2. 11-1, Florence is up on Gateway. Schaumburg's beaten Sussex 5-4. Ottawa's beating Quebec. Quebec finally going to get their 10th loss, possibly. They're down 5 in the 7th. 14-9, New York's up on Tri-City in the 9th inning. Windy City close to sweeping the doubleheader against Washington. They're up 5-4. Down East beat Brockton 7-1. That's where we stand. We are standing tall. Bit of a longer mound visit there. But back at it here for the 1-1 with one out. Nobody on here against Ponder. With the game tied at 3. Fouled away, makes it 1-2. Otters trying to break through here in the 7th inning. Gotta string some hits together here. 1-2. I don't know, get past Sullivan. Limestone in 2025 for Cat Rambone. 5.16 ERA, 22 2/3. Didn't really get too much playing time in any of the seasons he was in collegiate ball, just because he was coming out of the bullpen. Just misses. And that's ball 3. That was a very close call there, but Ponder with a great take. And a walk here would put him on for Amani Jones. 3-2 from Cat Rambone. Fouled back. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it.
Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, and never regret it.
A Triton in 2023, 4.02 ERA and 31 1/3 for Cat Rambone. Spent his entire collegiate career coming out of the bullpen. Another 3-2. And ball 4. Couple of great takes for Ponder as he reaches for the 4th time today. 3 for 3 with a walk. That's the 4th walk issued by Slammers pitching. It'll bring up Amani Jones, who's going to be batting from the left side for the first time today, facing off against the righty in Cat Rambone. Jones is 0 for 3 so far today, due for a hit, possibly. First pitch a little high. Cat Rambone's season high in earned runs given up so far was 4 back on the 5th against Windy City. That was in the 1918 loss against the Thunderbolts in that span where the Thunderbolts just decided to score 15-plus runs every game. Grounder over to short, batted Paglia, no play at second. His throw to first, though, is in time. And that's out number 2.
Designated hitter, number 10, Dennis Pierce.
So Dennis Pierce will try to bring in Ponder from second base. Give the Otters the lead back. Dennis Pierce does have a single already back in the 3rd inning. Also has a walk. He's reached twice. His last at-bat, he kind of pushed one over to first, but it was caught on a dive by Carr, and we'll have another mound visit. Dennis Pierce playing in game number 100 as a pro.
Ticket from River City Pride. Stand by because we have the winning ticket number for 700.
Otters trying to win this one and take the series tomorrow. Trying to avoid losing their 2nd series at home this year before they head off to Florence for the weekend. First pitch to Pierce. Check swing. Did go around. It's 0-1. Usually those check swings have gone in favor of the Otters so far today, but that one, first one that hasn't. Dennis Pierce leads the team in 2-out RBIs with 14. Just outside, it's 1-1. Tied for the team lead in game-winning RBIs with 3. Tied with Marcos Gonzalez, Logan Brown, and Blake Robertson. 1-1. Fouled back, it's 1-2.
The winning half-out ticket number for
Cat
Southern
Rambone trying to throw a
Methodist,
scoreless 7th.
$12,
Get the offense back up against Valdez for the 8th. Valdez has been pitching very good as of recently. Valdez and David Eckes have kind of been in the same boat. They have had one bad outing that has inflated their ERA, and they've just slowly been lowering it ever since. 1-2. Rope foul off to the right side. Otters getting out hit here, 10-6, but they're still fighting, still trying to get that lead back. The Slammers have left 8 on base, and they have not been hitting well with runners in scoring position, but the Otters haven't really been able to get runners in scoring position too often today, which was their problem yesterday as well. Ground ball up the middle over to second base. Cerny will throw on to first for out number 3. And Cat Rambone throws a scoreless bottom of the 7th inning. Still tied up at 3 between the Slammers and Evansville, going to the 8th on the Otters Digital Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a sumo match scheduled for one fall. Brought to you by Robbers by the River. Just one fall. Just one. We ain't got time for 2. In the blue, we have Camden. In the red, we have Noah. Whoever knocks the other over first will be your winner. The other is, by default, the loser. You two ready? Set? Sumo. Okay, announcer reporting. I think blue got the 10 carry. Blue Camden is your winner. Our savor the flavor of the Southern Otters by the River in Evansville. Don't miss out on the Friday Fish Fry featuring all you can eat crispy fish, hush puppies, fries, and coleslaw for $18. Visit them at 6 Walnut Street or online at robertsbytheriver.com.
Otters with a call to the bullpen, Alex Valdez in to pitch. Valdez on the mound, Brown behind the plate. It's powered by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East. 2319 North River Road, 812-475. Tell them, second from the Otters. Sit you. Lead off, third base.
Pitcher catcher battery and the pitching change brought to you by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or give them a call at 812-4759K. Valdez's first pitch is called a strike to Patrick Ward, starting him off with a 92 fastball. Valdez has a 4.76 ERA in 17 innings. He has given up 1 earned run in his last 5 outings, and he is in need of a perfect inning here if the Otters want to get the lead back here. Might see another extra innings game if this score holds through 9. 0-2. A little bit low. It's 1-2. Valdez, 26 years old, from Las Matas de Farfan in the Dominican Republic. He was in the D-backs organization for a little bit. Foul ball off the mask or the glove of Logan Brown. I think the fans below me are shouting out SpongeBob references. There's a base hit into center field. Patrick Ward is 3 for 3 today as he leads off the 8th with a single.
The catcher, 26.
Apparently the SpongeBob references are only fueling the guy who is named Patrick. It's almost like that was meant to be. What are we doing, guys? Billy Sullivan, man on first, nobody out. Sullivan 0 for 3 has a sack bunt. Fielder's choice, he reached. Shows bunt, pulls it back, grounds it down the third base line. Foul. Has a strikeout as well in the 2nd inning. See who's warming up in the bullpen this time for Joliet. That is Ty Rybarczyk. Showing bunt again is Sullivan. Pops it up over to first. It'll go foul. Makes it 0-2. See if Sullivan still tries to bunt here 0-2. The Otters have tried to bunt 0-2 a couple of times, and most recently I remember Cohen Wilbanks bunting 0-2 and ended up stopping and then hitting a single. And then there was another time where he bunted foul, and it was strike 3, like what Billy Sullivan just did. So called a strikeout for Valdez, his first of the day. And that's out number 1, a big out number 1 as we hit the top of the lineup for Joliet. Battipaglia got his hit to extend his hitting streak, but he's 1 for 4 today. Singled in the 5th, came around to score one of the 3 runs for Joliet. Double play gets him out of it, though. Swing and a miss, it's 0-1. Valdez has 1 save on the season. That was on May 21st against Gateway. 12 games with no earned runs given up, including 6 straight from May 30th to June 11th. One game I was talking about that spiked the ERA of Valdez was 7 earned runs in .2 innings on May 14th against Washington. His only game with more than 1 earned run. Absolutely tanked his ERA, and it's been going down ever since. It's down to a 4.76. 1-1. Just outside at 93, and it's 2-1. Battapaglia's couple flyouts, fielder's choice, 9-2 fielder's choice. That got Beeman out at home. 2-1. Fouled back. It's 2-2 over to the Otters dugout. A chance to get a big out number 2 to bring up Cerny with 2 outs and the runner on first. Patrick Ward, his 3rd single of the day, led off the inning. He's reached 4 times now. 2-2. Outside, ball 3. A little faster, but missed on the location for Valdez. Otters trying not to lose their 3rd straight game for the first time this season. 3-2. Runner goes. Called ball 4, throw on a second is going to get into left field. It was ball 4 anyways, so the walk will put 2 on with 1 out for Tyler Cerny.
Second baseman, 12.
I don't think the stolen base will count for Patrick Ward. Did get a good jump. I think he would have been safe if it was called strike 3. Cerny's having a good day offensively. Couple of base hits. He's 2 for 4. One of them brought in the tying run. His single brought in Patrick Ward and tied the game up at 3 apiece. Chance to give the Slammers the lead for the first time today. Good block from Logan Brown. Stopped the ball from going past him. One 0. 2 on, 1 out. Slammers trying to take the lead back. Inside, ball 2. A bit of a close call on the inside ball call. Otters dugout not really a fan of that. Two-0. Swing and a miss, and the bat goes flying. Fans are going to let him hear it. Now, the fans here are very ruthless. And the thing is, Tyler Cerny can definitely hear him. He can definitely hear what they're saying. That's the part of the mental aspect of the game, though. Can't let that get in your head. 2-1. Outside and low, 3-1. Walk loads the bases for Blake Berry. Definitely one of the last guys you want to see up with anybody on, let alone the bases loaded and 1 out. 3-1. Valdez looks back to second, kicks and deals. That's fouled back. It's 3-2. Fastball a little slower, but good on the location. Instead of foul him off, and I think almost let go of the bat again. Going to put more grip on the handle there just to make sure he doesn't let go of it for a second time. 3-2 here. Payoff from Valdez. That is over the leap of Robertson into right field for a base hit. Rounding third is Patrick Ward. He will come in to score. And Tyler Cerny has brought both the tying run and the go-ahead run in for Joliet as they lead at 4-3. And they have their first lead of the day. So both Patrick Ward and Tyler Cerny with 3 hits and 6 singles for both of them. Overall, 4 runs on 12 hits for Joliet as their offense has been doing well yet again to come back from down 3. The Otters not used to a comeback on the other side of things. That's what we have so far. There's a blooper. It's going to go fair into left field. 1 run's going to come in. It's going to get all the way over to the bullpen. First to third is Cerny. Blake Berry brings in a 5th run, and it's 5-3.
Designated hitter 14, Jackson Valera.
So another RBI single back-to-back, and now Blake Berry has 3 hits today. Jackson Valera has already driven in 2 runs today. Still only 1 out in the inning. As the first pitch is fouled back. That one just hit right of the line before it ended up bouncing all the way into the bullpen on the Berry bloop single. Reached out, fouls it away, makes it 0-2. Valera 2 for 4 today. Now 13 hits for Joliet today off of Otters pitching. It's been a very rough series so far for him. Grounder foul down the third base line. Still remains at 0-2. Single in the first, RBI double. Scored 2 in the 5th inning. Otherwise, a grounder to second and a strikeout swinging for Valera. 0-2. Fouled back yet again.
That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never
Oh, if this score holds, the Otters will fall to 0-6 on Wednesdays. It's something about Wednesdays. I don't know what it is, but there's a fly ball in the center field. Ponders right there. He'll make the catch. Tagging at third is Cerny. Throw will go into second base, and it's another run scored. 3 in the 8th after the sac fly from Valera, and now he's driven in 3 of the 6 runs for Joliet today. So this is the second time now that Valdez has given up more than 1 earned run in a game. First was on May 14th against Washington as his hot stretch of outings unfortunately stops here. Joliet stringing hits together. They started off relatively struggling with runners in scoring position, but that has all been thrown out the window now in this inning, as well as the 5th and 6th, in which they scored 2 and 1 runs respectively. 2-0 against Pseudo. Check swing, and he did go around. Makes it 2-1, and we're going to have somebody warming up in the bullpen. I think it's David Eckes from first glance, but we'll have to double check and make sure. If it's a lefty, then yeah, it definitely is. There's only 2 lefties, and it's not Zenko. That'll miss low and away. It's 3-1. It is David Eckes out there. Otters find themselves down 3 after being up 3 for half the game. High fly ball into foul ground. Logan Brown gives it a look, but it'll fall out of play. Makes it 3-2 against Sudo.
All brought to you by Hess Construction. Choose the best and never regret.
Rough day out of the pen for Valdez. 3-2. Runner will go at first. That is low and away for ball 4. So heading to second base is Barry after his RBI single. The last 3 reached before the sac fly, and now starting it up again, Max Peterson will come out there and presumably make the switch as David Eckes is warm. Could just be a regular mound visit, though. Rough day on the mound for Valdez. Gives up the 3 runs so far. There's been single strikeout walk, 2 back-to-back RBI singles, and a sac fly brought in the 3 runs, and then the walk to Sudo on a 3-2. We'll bring up Beeman. He's the 8th member of the Slammers to hit in this inning. And a little bit of a late switch, but Peterson will take Valdez out of the game, and David Eckes will come in. No, Valdez the responsibility. Both runners on first and second. But right now he finishes with 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout as Joliet takes a 3-run lead on the Otters digital network. So we'll take a quick break.
Otters with a callable pen. David Eckes into pitch. Eckes on the mound. From behind the plate, it's powered by the Answer Auto Repair East.
So 3 runs come in for Joliet in the top of the 8th inning. They now lead it 6-3. As Alex Valdez doesn't make it through the 8th inning, it'll be David Eckes to try and get the job done here. Get them through the 8th. Possibly get Eckes in for the 9th as well. He's at a 3.21 ERA in 14 innings. He's thrown 6 straight scoreless outings going back to June 3rd against Mississippi. That was the last run he gave up. And his last outing was on Sunday against Mississippi. Threw an inning and a third, hitless with a strikeout. Multiple Ks in 3 of his last 5 outings as he tries to get out of the jam here. With 3 runs already in for Joliet, he'll face off first against Jackson Beeman. First pitch a little inside for ball 1. Beeman currently at an 0 for 3. Also has a walk in the 2nd inning. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Now if this score holds, the Otters drop their 3rd game in a row for the first time this season. They drop the series against Joliet. Looking to avoid getting swept tomorrow. They do have a lot of comebacks in them here, especially at home. So game's definitely not over yet. But the offense is definitely going to have to get something going against whoever's next out of the bullpen for Joliet. 1-2 here to Beeman. As Eckes tries to get that third out, bring it to the bottom of the 8th. 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Third strikeout of the day for Beeman for the second straight game. As Eckes gets out of the 8th inning, but 3 runs come in after a slew of hits, as well as a sac fly. Joliet leads 6-3, heading to the bottom of the 8th on the Otters Digital Network.
Otters fans, it's time for the Legends Hit, brought to you by A's Hit Pizza, where my go-to is a big Zip Italian stallion and hot honey. So over there we have our local legends of Jay Rice, William Henry Harrison, and Benjamin Bossy. They're going to race around the warning track. The first one to cross the finish line is the most legendary of all local legends. Legends, are you ready? Get set, go! Bossy's got brown hair. Rice is white. Harrison is gray. Bossy is at home field advantage again. With a smile on his face. And trips on the jump rope. Oh, look at that.
Joliet called the bullpen. Ty Barczyk into pitch. Barczyk is on the mound. Sullivan behind the plate.
8th innings brought to you by McMahon Exterminating. Remember, who can help with all of your pest control needs, McMahon can. New pitcher into the game is Ty Barczyk. It's Rybarczyk. It's one of those names. It's kind of cool, though. Rybarczyk is how you say it. 26 years old. He's from Spring Valley, Illinois. He has a 2.08 ERA. Only pitched in 4 1/3 innings. This is his 6th game, as he was just taken off the IL today and is now into the game. Was placed on the 7-day IL on May 21st, activated today. We missed about a month. This is his 2nd season with Joliet. And his last game was on May 19th against Lake Erie. Through an inning, or sorry, a third of an inning, walked 2. Didn't get an out after those walked. 2 walked, got taken out of the game. Only 5 outings. This is a 2.08 ERA, so we'll see how he pitches here after being on the shelf for a little bit. Might be a little rusty. You never know. He'll face off, though, against Logan Brown, Marcos Gonzalez, and LG Castillo to lead off the bottom of the 8th, with the offense needing a good amount of work to do here with 6 outs to work with. Inside, it's 1-1. Logan Brown is 0 for 3 so far today. He has a strikeout, grounded into a double play, flew out to left field in the 6th inning. There's a fly ball into center field. Making the grab out there is Beeman, and that's out number 1. Call that one an L8, as Logan Brown got a good piece of it. Beeman almost overran it out there in center field. He kind of had to reach up and grab that one, but ends up making the catch either way. Marcos Gonzalez takes a strike. He has 2 strikeouts and a walk so far today. In the dirt, makes it 1-1. Barczyk last season had a 2.33 ERA and 46 1/3. Played 2 games against the Otters. Threw 2 scoreless with 3 strikeouts on June 21st. And on August 17th, through 1 inning, gave up 2 earned runs, 3 hits. That was one of the 6 outings out of 33 that were not scoreless for Rybarczyk last season. Also had 13 of those scoreless outings be hitless. Only one of them over 2 innings, though, as that was June 28th against Windy City. He had a very good season last year. And this year he started off well before hitting the shelf with an injury. Little high, it's 2-2. Rybarczyk was at Parkland in 2019, Illinois for 4 seasons, then spent his last collegiate year at Indiana. There is a blooper right at Battipaglia at short, and that is out number 2.
The left fielder, number 6, LG Castillo.
That has been a very interesting dynamic between the offense last week and this week. Feels like it's been 2 different teams. Last week they were hitting the ball very well against Lake Erie, against Mississippi. Had those 18 runs in back-to-back games and the 13-1 win against Mississippi. And now, feels like they can't really string hits together against Joliet and in that 3rd game against Mississippi. Couldn't come back. There's a fly ball into right field. Over there is Barry. He'll make the catch for out number 3. Rybarczyk comes out of the pen for the first time in about a month and throws a 1-2-3/8. So we'll head to the 9th. 6-3 Joliet on the Otters Digital Network.
Brought to you by Hickory Pit Stop Barbecue. They are right across Morgan Avenue, corner of Morgan and Maine, the best pulled pork in town. At least that's what they say. So we have 2 teams here on the left. It's Hunter, Landon, and Caden. On the right is Owen, Marcus, Kristen, and Josiah. Whoever pulls the green piece of tape over the edge of the coach's box first will be your winner. 4 on 3. Let's see here. On your mark, get set, go. Cheer them on, everybody. They need all the help they can get. Come on, don't let Josiah beat you guys. Pull. Oh no. Oh no. You can do it. You're holding off defense. Oh, they got you. And then they fell down, so that was a bluff. Your winners, Owen, Marcus, Kristen, and Josiah.
This is the McMahon Exterminating 9th inning. Remember, you can help with all your pest control needs. McMahon can. Specializing in the comfort of your own home with self-service options and Heritage proud partner of Evansville Otters baseball. Leading off, first baseman 9, Peyton Carr.
So David Eck is back out there for the 9th inning. He'll face off against the bottom 3 in the order, Peyton Carr, Patrick Ward, and Billy Sullivan. Here to start off the top of the 9th. First pitch a little outside. Somebody warming in the bullpen for Joliet. Pretty sure it's the closer. Let's take a look at the number we got going on right there. That is Mr. Sean Gamelin. Fouled back. It's 1-1 against Carr. Peyton Carr so far today is 1 for 4 as a single in the 2nd. Since then, a couple flyouts and a strikeout looking against Joe Morrissey. He was the only guy that didn't face Valdez in that inning. He was the only guy that didn't bat in that inning as well. A little outside, it's 2-1. Otters, 8 strikeouts as a pitching staff. Has given up the 6 runs. There's a fly ball into center field. Ponder ranges back, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Patrick Ward up to bat now. He's one of 3 guys with 3 hits today on Joliet's roster, as they have managed to put together a lot of base hits, 13 of them. They've managed also to leave 10 on base, which not necessarily great, but they're also leading by 3, so in the runs column it matters more for Joliet. First pitch fouled back. Interesting thing, though, is that all 3 guys with 3 base hits, every hit, all 9 of them that we're talking about here have been singles. Little high, it's 1-1. I feel as though the Bossy faithful have gone insane. They're just kind of shouting. Just because the dude's name is Patrick, they're just shouting SpongeBob references at Ward. And it hasn't worked. It hasn't. They keep doing it. It hasn't worked. He's 3 for 3. They just keep doing it, though. If he gets another base hit here, I don't want to hear any more SpongeBob references the rest of the series, because it doesn't work. That one's high and outside. It's 2-2. I wonder if Ward has ever heard a crowd like this. There's a fly ball into right field. It'll veer off foul. It'll remain at 2-2. Now Ward's having a rough time with the crowd, but having a good day at the plate. Last 2 times he's singled, he's also come around to score, which was the tying and go-ahead runs. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Eckes with his second strikeout, and that's out number 2 in the 9th inning. But I feel as though Patrick Ward has gotten the last laugh today, even though the fans get a little bit of cheering on him. He is still 3 for 4, and he has still scored the tying and go-ahead runs. I'll bring up Billy Sullivan. He is 0 for 4 today. Couple strikeouts. Grounder down the third base line, foul. Sullivan having a rough day behind the plate. Probably not helping are the fans. Sullivan played at most of his collegiate season at Southern Connecticut State. 5 seasons there before transferring to Fairfield for 2025. 235 at Fairfield in 20 games last season. What is going on down there? 0-2. Whatever it is, it's working. Drop third strike, throw on to first, scooped up there by Robertson. And 3 strikeouts out of 4 batters faced for David Eckes as he continues his hot stretch of scoreless outings. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th. Otters need 3 to tie, 4 to win, as they're down 6-3 on the Otters digital network.
It's not over yet. Let's make some noise, Otters fans.
Joliet with a call to bullpen. 21, Sean Gablet. Into pitch. Gablet's on the mound. Sullivan behind the plate. Pitcher, get your battery. Powered by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs with the Answer Auto Repair East. 2319 North River Road. 812-475-9000. Tell them. Same with the Otters. Send you.
Bottom 9. New pitcher on the mound is Sean Gamelin. Gamelin is here to pitch, try and get the save here. He only has 1 save on the year. That save was on June 3rd against Schaumburg. He had a 3-inning save. It was 3 scoreless with 3 strikeouts and 3 walks as well. Now, Gamelin has a 5.12 ERA and 31 2/3. He's given up 26 hits, 18 earned runs, 20 walks compared to 35 strikeouts. The homers have been a little bit of an issue for him. He's given up 7 of them as there's another meeting before the first pitch is thrown here. Gamelin from West Kingston, Rhode Island, another New England guy on Joliet's roster. First season with Joliet, second in the Frontier League as he was with Florence last season. Ended up getting traded to Joliet for Aiden McAvoy, who will maybe see this weekend. First pitch swung on and missed for Robertson, who leads off. Bottom 3 leading off. Robertson looks like there's a pinch hitter. And TJ Salvaggio. Called a strike, it's 0-2. JJ Cruz is the pinch hitter for Mark Black. Fly ball into left field. Sudo will make the catch, and that's out number 1. Last 6 Otters retired here between Cat Rambone, Rybarczyk, and Gamelin.
Your attention, please.
So we'll have a pinch hitter here. JJ Cruz is into the game.
Number 17, JJ Cruz.
JJ Cruz hitting at a .231. 18 hits in 21 games. His last game was on the 20th. He went 0 for 4 with a strikeout. And he had a hit in his last 6 before that, though. He's been hitting the ball better as of recent. Fouled away. Mark Black finishes his game 0 for 3. Popped out to the catcher Sullivan, grounded out to second base, and grounded into a fielder's choice to end the 6th inning. JJ Cruz coming in as his replacement, and will be a straight switch if the Otters end up tying the game in right field. 0-1. Swing and a miss, it's 0-2. Oh, Gamelin, his last outing was actually against his former team. June 19th against Florence, threw a scoreless frame with 3 strikeouts against the Yalls. He's given up 1 earned run in his last 5. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and JJ Cruz goes down. First K of the day for Gamelin, and the Otters are down to their last out.
The shortstop, number 19, TJ Salvaggio.
TJ Salvaggio, the last hope here for the Otters, trying to avoid losing their 3rd straight game. It's been a rough start to the week for the Otts. A little outside, it's 1-0. Joliet with the win will advance to 16-23. Otters will await the 2nd game of the doubleheader between Windy City and Washington to see if they lost and still managed to gain some ground. There's a fly ball into center field. Making the catch there is Beeman, and that will do it.
Our game is over. Final score, Joliet.
So Joliet takes first 2 games of the series at home at Bosse Field against the Otters. As they win the series, the Otters drop their 2nd series at home this season. They fall to 17-6 at home. And they're looking to now avoid being swept for the first time whether it be at home or on the road tomorrow in Game 3 of the series against the Slammers. The Slammers played very well. They managed to come back from down 3 in the 6th inning, and then they scored 3 in the 8th off of Valdez, who was pitching very well. They just strung a few hits together. It was the RBI single from Tyler Cerny, Blake Berry, another RBI single right after him, and then the sac fly from Jackson Valera, making it 6-3. And the bullpen absolutely shut it down. The Otters scored 2 in the second. One swing of the bat scored all 3 runs by John Ponder. As for the second straight game, Ponder drives in the only runs of the day for the Otters, as the offense hasn't necessarily been doing the best so far today, as they managed to not bring a run across for the last 7 frames of the day en route to a comeback win for Joliet and a series victory as well for the Slammers. Now, if we do one last look at the out-of-town scoreboard, Lake Erie's winning. They're beating Mississippi, so with Joliet's win, that means they're going to be in 4th place. With Mississippi's loss, seems like they're going to lose. It's 13-2. Florence is beating Gateway, so they're going to gain a game on Evansville. It is a very close one between Washington and Windy City, but if Washington, who leads at 7-6, ends up winning that one, I think the Otters are still going to be 2 games back, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's 3 games back. I'm not too sure. Not either way, we are still in late June. We talk about the standings pretty much every day, but, you know, it is still late June. There is a lot more games to go. Not even halfway through the season. We talked about it. July 7th at Gateway is halfway through the season. So, a lot of game left. The Otters will try to win Game 3 tomorrow and at least end the series on a high note before we head to Florence and play the Y'alls for 3 on the road. But 6 runs, 13 hits, no errors for Joliet. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Evansville. Otters will try to take a game in this series and avoid being swept for the first time this season tomorrow at 6:35, same time as usual. And we'll see you all there. For everybody with the Evansville Otters, I'm Evan Patoka. 6:35 tomorrow. Be there or be square.